You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon.
Welcome to Bowie Baysox Baseball. It's time now for the DCA Imaging Systems pregame show.
It's the DCA Imaging Systems pregame show from Prince George's Stadium, getting ready for the second game in this six-game series between the Harrisburg Senators and your Bowie Baysox. Matt Sabata's with you, coming at you with some lunchtime baseball today. The Baysox, they're getting ready to break out for one, finally, after they've lost each of their last 5 games, including 3 one-run losses mixed in, but they had 2 big home runs yesterday. Extremely key hitting from Adley Rutschman and Gunnar Henderson. Henderson drove in 4 runs total for the Baysox of the 5 runs total they scored. This tough stretch will pass for Bowie, and they will go on a big run. And fortunately, any big run in this Southwest Division at this point will immediately put them right back into the hunt. They're 4.5 games back out at the moment, but that is last at just 9-12. Richmond is 14-8, and again, Bowie does handle a good remainder of the season against Richmond. I mean, it's been only 9 games of the 24 that they're scheduled to play here in 2022. Two sides don't see each other again until June, when the Squirrels make the trip up to Prince George's Stadium. That's June 28th to July 3rd. But it should be a very tight series then. That will be on the tail end of the first half of the 2022 season. Remember, it's a split half system to determine playoff eligibility here this year. The Baysox come in for game number 22 here in 2022, a 9-12 record. Again, a 5-game losing streak, their longest this season. They're 4.5 games out of first place right now. They're 2-8 over their last 10. That has been the toughest stretch for Bowie, as they're only 5-5 here at Prince George's Stadium. On the other end for Harrisburg, it's game number 23 this season for the Senators. A 13-9 record, a one-game winning streak, a brief one, but a winning streak. They're 5-5 over their last 10, but they're 8-2 on the road when playing away from FNB Field. Excellent numbers for Harrisburg to so far stay in the thick of it in the Southwest Division. Remember, they did lead the pack for a good long while, but they are in second place behind Richmond. Harrisburg 1 game out of first place. Bowie in 6th. That's last in the division, but only 4.5 games out. Every single team in the division is separated from their closest neighbor by 1 game or fewer. Bowie is only a half game back of 5th place Altoona, and then it's 1 game back the rest of the way up. Altoona, 1 game back of 4th. Akron, 1 game back of 3rd. Erie, 1 game back of 2nd. And Harrisburg, 1 game back of 1st. That just tells you how tight of a division this is going to be all throughout, that there have been so many close games, so many one-run games, and a division race that is already so down to the wire. Your starting pitching matchup for today's afternoon affair will be Richard Wash going for Harrisburg and Drew Rahm going for Bowie. Wash comes into today's game a 2-2 record, a 3.66 ERA, 20 strikeouts, but 11 walks in 19 2/3 innings. He's on a very good stretch right now. He's been climbing steadily through the Nats organization, a 24-year-old right-hander, and over his last 2 starts, he's gone 11 2/3 total innings, 6 innings in one, 5 2/3 in the other. He's allowed just 1 earned run and struck out 12 batters. So he pitches well. He's got good offerings, but he can still get hit around because obviously you don't have a 3.66 ERA unless you've at least given up a couple of runs here and there. We'll see what can happen as Bowie, as I said, has been starting to break through just a little bit, getting some more of that offense back after being held to just 1 run in 3 consecutive games at the tail end of the Richmond series. They might be able to send Wash around and pick up their first home run against this right-hander this season. Wash has not allowed any this year. On the other end, it'll be Drew Rahm for the Baysox, a 1-1 record, a 4.20 ERA this year. He's got 19 strikeouts in 15 innings of work this year with 7 walks. Has not allowed a home run yet this season. But the biggest problem for him in his last start against Richmond was just the long at-bats. The Flying Squirrels just continually hammered him through lengthy plate appearances in the 2nd and 3rd inning. And then, of course, not to mention, they did pounce a little early in the 1st inning, strung together 5 consecutive base hits, including 3 consecutive doubles to plate 3 runs overall. Bowie did eventually tie that game, so Rahm was taken off the hook, and he took a no decision, but they still lost 5-4, and that was the first of the now 5-game losing skid for the Baysox. So if Rahm can use those breaking pitches that he's so well known for, that big, diverse repertoire, and get more swings and misses out of it, get the put-down pitch just a little bit earlier, then he should be liable to finish this one out strong, go deeper into it than he did in the Richmond start, and pick up his 2nd win of the season, break Bowie's losing skid. A lot to talk about ahead of today's game. We'll step aside, though, right now. When we come back, we'll preview a very fun opportunity from yesterday's media scrum. Adley Rutschman, of course, back to Bowie, at the very least for this week, if not a little bit longer, on his rehab journey back up through the organization. And he sat and chat with a handful of Orioles-affiliated media, some folks from the Baltimore Sun, some folks from Masson, and some folks from the Fangraphs and the like. So we'll talk with that. I'll walk you through some of his questions and answers and get you more of that raw audio from Adley Rutschman's media session just yesterday. So we'll be back in just a second. You're listening to Baysox Baseball. It's the DCA Imaging Systems pregame show.
From sprains to stitches, sore throats to stomach aches, and pulled muscles to poison ivy, care is around the corner at Patient First. Walk in to see a doctor from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day of the year. X-rays, lab tests, and prescription drugs are on site, and most major insurance plans are accepted. For routine illnesses and injuries, Patient First is here for you. Patient First, the name fits.
Patient First, proud partner of the Bowie Baysox, open 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day.
It's a very special day at Prince George's Stadium on Saturday, June 18th that you don't want to miss. The Roberto Clemente and Latin Baseball Celebration sponsored by Chesapeake Employers Insurance. Fans that get to the game will have a chance to bid on game-worn Baysox jerseys, with all proceeds going to benefit the Clemente Foundation. Again, don't miss out on your chance to own a piece of Baysox history on Saturday, June 18th with the Roberto Clemente and Latin Baseball Celebration, and you can get your tickets now at baysox.com.
Everyone deserves a great smile, and Rad Orthodontics is here to help you, Bowie Baysox fans. Rad Orthodontics accepts most insurance, and whether it's braces or Invisalign aligners, anyone can get the smile they've always wanted with our flexible payment options. With 2 of the country's leading orthodontists right here in the DC area, we love to see Baysox fans smile with confidence. So get that amazing smile you deserve. Visit radsmile.com today and book your free consult. That's radsmile.com for Rad Orthodontics, official smile provider of the Bowie Baysox.
More coverage of the Bowie Baysox right here with our DCA Imaging Systems pregame show. Matt Sabatas with you from Prince George's Stadium. Very quick segment here for our middle set as we get ready for the second game in the 6-game set between Bowie and Harrisburg. Adley Rutschman, of course, the big story, being added back to the Bowie roster yesterday, collected a double, scored a run for the Baysox. He is doing well. He's batting second today, and while he got to the ballpark yesterday, he had the opportunity to sit down and chat with a handful of local media for Baltimore, and we're going to share with you some of that raw audio, give you his thoughts as he talks through just what it's been like getting settled in and getting situated with a couple of the moves here and there, and how that's been just interacting with his family as they try to follow along. So here's the raw audio from Adley Rutschman's media appearance just a couple of hours ago.
No, my parents are big, they sentimental, about stuff, but I'm just trying to get rid of it. No emotional attachments.
Smart. You got both sides covered.
Yeah.
Picking the same more personal.
Yeah. Made it easy this week.
Is that going to be your big week one?
I don't know. We'll see. Gotta get there first. That's probably gonna be the last of the worries.
So what's the mindset as you take this next step?
Just continue to keep doing, keep progressing forward, and just trying to feel good, stay healthy, and see guys, and keep those relationships up. And last week was a great week. Got to see all the guys, and looking forward to this week.
How do you feel physically? How's the triceps feel? How's everything feel as you continue your rise here?
It's felt great so far. I think the training staff, all the coaches, they've just done a tremendous job so far, and helped me feel right at home and get me back in the swing of things. So it's been great.
What stood out to you about your week in Aberdeen, just in terms of the team there?
From their team,
yeah.
They got a lot of good team chemistry going on. I love the way they, approach every single day. It looks like they bring energy and are excited to be there and playing. And I think that just, speaks volumes to, obviously their record so far. And I think they're just going to continue to get better. And they definitely bring it. So, great team, and I was glad to be a part of that.
It's a group of guys here that you know a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
Have you kind of had time yet to go into the clubhouse and say hi to these guys?
Yeah. Haven't seen too many of the guys yet so far, but know definitely a lot more guys on this team than the Aberdeen team, which is, not to say that the Aberdeen team was awesome, because I got to meet a lot of the new guys, but definitely more familiar with the guys here, and looking forward to seeing some of the guys.
You and Gunnar, obviously, I think you guys played in the Gulf Coast League together, and you guys were obviously the alt-side together, but to get to be his teammate and an affiliate, what's that experience going to be like for you, you think?
I'm looking forward to it. He was my first roommate down in Florida when we first got drafted, and we've just kind of, had these fortunate opportunities to be with each other at the alt-site and whatnot. So first time that we're going to be in a real lineup together, I think. So looking forward to it, and it's going to be fun.
I believe when Mike last was talking about this rehab assignment and this journey you were going to be on through getting back to Norfolk, it was described as you being in the mix when you felt like yourself again. How close to yourself do you feel, and how and what does that mean to you?
I'm just trying to stay focused, stay on the path, and continue to just try and feel healthy, and results come as they may. So just focusing on being here with this team right now.
How hard is that?
To
stay focused, to stay in the moment?
I think it makes it easier when you got guys around you that you know and support you, and are true friends and teammates. So that definitely makes it a lot easier, as opposed to coming in new in 2019 and just not knowing anyone. So definitely a lot easier now than it would have been 2 years ago. But yeah.
Is it, from a catching side, is it difficult at all to go from a completely different pitching staff down there to learning a new pitching staff here and working your way up?
Yeah, it's definitely a little uncomfortable when you first get out there and they throw a reliever that you haven't caught before, and you're like, okay, let's go. But it's like the best kind of uncomfortable because you get to work through it, and once you get to know the guys, that feeling never comes back of not knowing them. So you kind of, I think I have a little better perspective now going into that, but a fun thing.
Excellent time hearing from Adley Rutschman yesterday during his media session with folks coming down from Baltimore. He's batting second today, and I really loved what he had to wrap up there. It's almost like riding a bike, working with pitchers the first time, and then no matter how long it takes or how long it'll be before you work with them the second time, it's just back to normal. But Drew Rahm is not someone he's unfamiliar with. Battery mates for quite a while in 2021. So we'll step aside, and when we get back, we'll walk you through more of this starting lineup for Bowie and Harrisburg, as we've got one more segment of the DCA Imaging Systems pregame show coming your way. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
Pest Now is proud to partner with the Bowie Baysox and provide their pest control services. For all your residential and commercial pest control needs, call Pest Now. For general pest control, termite control, mosquito control, and all other pest control services, call Pest Now. You can reach us at 301-231-8300 or visit us online at www.pestnow.com.
Hey kids, the Baysox Futures Club is the best way to be a fan of the Baysox, and it's completely free for kids ages 3 through 12. Futures Club members get access to special members-only events, discount ticket offers, and free gifts for just signing up. Parents, head over to Baysox.com to sign up your kids, so don't miss out on all the promotions and giveaways at Prince George's Stadium this season and next. The Baysox Futures Club. Sign up now at Baysox.com.
Are you interested in beginning or expanding on a career in the pipe fitting, pipe welding, or HVAC service industry? Are you interested in a career path that will set you up for life without experiencing any college debt? If you are interested in these things and you live in the D.C. area, the Steamfitters UA Local 602 Apprenticeship Program is the best choice for you. For more information about our apprenticeship program and how to apply, please visit steamfitters-602.org. That's steamfitters-602.org.
Back to action on the DCA Imaging Systems pregame show. Matt Sabat is with you from Prince George's Stadium as Bowie and Harrisburg get set for the continuation of this 6-game series. Let's go ahead and walk through the lineup in depth for both sides. A couple of changes for Harrisburg, a couple of additions from yesterday's starting 9. But it'd still be Jackson Flores and Jake Alou to open it up. Flores at second base and Alou at third, so nothing changed out of the 1 and 2 slots. But Wilson Garcia is shifting up today. He's still the designated hitter, but he was batting fourth yesterday and was taken out for a pinch runner after a single in the 8th inning of yesterday's Harrisburg winner, but he'll be in. Taylor Gashu is out, interestingly enough, after hitting 2 home runs, team's home run leader with 6. Whatever the case, Bowie is going to be fine with that, as they don't have to worry about him today after his 2-home run day yesterday. KJ Harrison follows it up at first base. He's got 3 homers this year, high strikeout numbers and heavy pull numbers, but he's got the pop. That's something that you are still happy to see. Dondre Hubbard will follow through. He's in left field, and he's just getting started on the tail of this season, just 2 for 4 so far. Justin Connell is in right. Gilbert Lara makes his first appearance of the series. Brady Lindsley does as well. He'll be catching. And then Jack Dunn is batting 138. He's in center field. We'll get you the Baysox lineup when we get first pitch in just a couple of seconds. We take one final break on the DCA Imaging Systems pregame show. Baysox Baseball is up next.
At DCA Imaging Systems, we provide a tenured team of office technology professionals ready to be your trusted advisors. From document creation, output devices, scanning and workflow, to document security and storage, we understand people print, not printers. Give DCA Imaging a call, 301-577-1021, or find out more about how we can help you. DCAimaging.com. DCA Imaging Systems, office technology made easy.
Sky Shooter Displays by ZY Pyrotechnics will be lighting up the sky with top-of-the-line fireworks shows following Baysox games all season long. We will give you the best bang for your buck. Sky Shooter Displays include traditional shows, true pyro musicals, custom choreographed plays, and much more. The night sky is truly limitless, so don't be shy. Give ZY a try. Find out more by calling us at 570-328-1361 or visit us online, zypyrotechnics.com.
Fielder's Choice Flex Packs with the Bowie Baysox. The best value to see the best games at Prince George's Stadium. You could save up to 30% on your selected seat from day one and enjoy a number of exclusive member benefits, including flexible exchange options, discounts on suite rentals, special access to the Diamond View restaurant, and a free members collectible at your first home game of the year. Get your pack now by calling 301-464-4865 or heading online to baysox.com.
It's time for Bowie Baysox Baseball. The Baysox are the AA affiliate of the Baltimore Orioles. Coverage of the 2022 Bowie Baysox season is brought to you by Chesapeake Employers Insurance, DCA Imaging Systems, On the Green, Patient First, Royal Farms, Smile Doctors, and ZY Pyrotechnics. And now, live from the ballpark, it's time for Bowie Baysox Baseball.
We're ready to go from Prince George's Stadium for Game 2 in this 6-game series between the Harrisburg Senators and your Bowie Baysox. Matt Sabatis with you from the ballpark in Bowie as Drew Rahm warms on the mound for the Baysox. The starting lineup for the Senators that he'll face looks like this. Leading off at second base, you've got Jackson Flores, followed by Jake Alou at third base, batting second. Wilson Garcia is the designated hitter, batting third. KJ Harrison at first base, bats fourth. Dondre Hubbard in his third game this season in left field today, batting fifth. Justin Connell in right field, bats sixth. Gilbert Lara, the shortstop, bats seventh. Brady Lindsley, the catcher, bats eighth. And Jack Dunn is the center fielder, batting ninth. Harrisburg is the AA affiliate of the Washington Nationals, managed by Trip Keister, assisted by Justin Lord, Micah Franklin, and Oscar Salazar. R.J. Geyer, strength and conditioning, T.D. Swinford, the athletic trainer. Again, that lineup for Harrisburg: Flores, Alou, Garcia, Harrison, Hubbard, Connell, Lara, Lindsley, Dunn, all to face Drew Rahm on the mound. Harrisburg comes in a 13-9 record, a one-game winning streak, second place in the Southwest Division, only one game out of first. That's Richmond at the top slot. Flores, a right-hander, digs in, takes a full squat down on the backside of the right-handed batter's box, and he sets. First pitch home from Drew Rahm is a fastball that just misses down to open us up at 1-0 at 12:05 p.m. on a 63-degree cloudy day here at Prince George's Stadium. 1-0. Misses up and away to Flores. Count goes to 2-0. Flores, 16 games this season, a 300 even average, 777 OPS. He should hit the slots at Vegas. 1 home run, 6 runs driven in. 2-0. Called a strike. Change up hits middle, and the count goes to 2 balls and a strike. Flores went 2 for 2 to start yesterday, but finished the day just 2 for 5 overall. He scored an early run as the 2-1 is smoked foul right side toward the corner and out of play, out past the Lighthouse and the Kids Park. Count goes even at 2-2. This is a big opportunity here for Drew Rahm. We'll talk about it as the day progresses, but these 2 strike counts, they labored on in his last start against Richmond. It took him a while to get the put down. Could use it here. The 2-2. Bouncer over towards short, holding back on it, and then finally running in Joey Ortiz. He picks it at the chin and fires to first, and there's one gone. Let's get you that defensive alignment for Bowie. From left to right in the outfield, you've got Shane Fontana, Hudson Haskins, Zach Watson, Gunnar Henderson at third base today, Joey Ortiz at short, Greg Cullen back with the Baysox for the first time this season. He's at second base, J.D. Mundy at first, and Maverick Handley catches behind the plate for Drew Rahm on the mound. In steps Jake Alou, left-hander. Against fellow lefties this season, he's hitting .389. Here's the first pitch. Fastball hits the lower inside corner. Bit of a generous called strike, but Rahm will take it, 0-1. .288 on the season is Alou, an .848 OPS, 5 doubles, 4 homers, 18 driven in. Here's the 0-1. That one misses a bit down, fastball away. Count evens at a ball and a strike. Let's tell you a bit about Rahm, 6'2", 170-pound, 23-year-old lefty from Cincinnati. 4th-round pick in 2018 out of Highlands High School. Here's the 1-1. Fouled off, top of the wood and back to the screen. Count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. Rahm on the season with Bowie, a 1-1 record, a 4.20 ERA in 15 innings. He struck out 19 batters, walked 7. He's the only starter in the rotation for Bowie that has not given up a home run yet. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Slider tails too far down and away, and the count goes even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Alou yesterday had a big day at the plate. RBI double and a run scored in the first inning, part of a 3-run frame for Harrisburg. A 2-run home run in the 5th, 2 for 5 overall. Here's the 2-2. Check swing. They say he went on a pitch down and away. Call it for strike 3. So Alou is down on strikes, and there's 2 gone here to start the first inning. Your umpiring crew for today's game, Louis Krupa is at third base. He's the crew chief. Tyler Whitty is at first base, and Tanner Moore calls the balls and strikes behind home plate. In steps switch hitter Wilson Garcia. Has not collected a hit this season, has not reached base this season when batting as a right-hander. First pitch home. In on the hands, but called a strike anyway. They say he went on the check swing. Count starts out at 0-1. Garcia overall this year a .262 average, 647 OPS, with a homer and 5 runs driven in. But he's only struck out 9 times. That's an incredible stat considering 17 games played. Puts it in play. Here's the 0-1. Misses down the fastball from Rahm, and the count goes even at a ball and a strike. Rahm is coming off of a very long but short start against Richmond. I'll explain. 3 innings, just 67 pitches in those 3 innings. Here's the 1-1. Bounce foul toward the on-deck circle for Harrisburg, and the count goes to 1-2. Again, he gave up 3 runs in the first inning on a string of 5 consecutive base hits with 1 out. But then he stranded the bases loaded in the second inning and pitched a scoreless third. So he recovered, but that first inning just really bit him. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss. He got him. Spun a curveball down, and Rahm spins a perfect first with back-to-back strikeouts to end the frame. We're on to the bottom of the first here at Prince George's Stadium. It's Harrisburg 0, Bowie coming on up. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
When your commercial plumbing project calls for a job done safely and on time, then your job calls for the plumbers of Local 5 Washington, D.C. Local 5 will always deliver the most skilled and well-trained plumbing craftsmen in the DMV. If you're a contractor who needs safe jobs done well, you need the plumbers of Local 5 Washington, D.C. Start your partnership with them today. Visit local5plumbers.org. That's local5plumbers.org.
At Luminous Health, we want you to feel your best. This summer, take the time to catch up on your annual health screenings. Visit us at our Anne Arundel Medical Center, Doctors Community Medical Center, or one of our primary care offices in your neighborhood. At Luminous Health, you are the MVP. Learn more at luminoushealth.org.
We're on to the bottom of the first here at Prince George's Stadium. It was a perfect opening for Drew Rahm with back-to-back strikeouts. So now it'll be on Bowie to try and tag Richard Wash for something. As Wash warms on the mound for the Harrisburg Senators, the starting lineup for the Baysox he'll face looks like this. Leading off in center field, you've got Hudson Haskin, followed by Adley Rutschman as the designated hitter, batting second. Gunnar Henderson follows up at third base. He's batting third. Greg Cullen back with Bowie for the first time this season. He's at second base cleaning up. J.D. Mundy is at first base batting 5th. Shane Fontana is in left field. He bats 6th. Joey Ortiz is the shortstop batting 7th. Maverick Handley catches and bats 8th. And Zach Watson rounds out the lineup in right field, batting 9th. Baysox are the AA affiliate of the Baltimore Orioles. They are managed by Kyle Moore, assisted by Brandon Becker, Josh Conway, Tim DeJohn, Billy Facto, and Chandler Geller. Video coordinator is Calvin Christensen. Will Kelly and Lindsey Birchfield are athletic trainers. Again, that lineup for Bowie: Haskin, Rutschman, Henderson, Cullen, Mundy, Fontana, Ortiz, Hanley, Watson, all to face Richard Wash on the mound. Here's Hudson Haskin. First pitch home for the right-hander is checked on, called a strike, down and away. He went around. Count opens up at 0-1. Bowie, a 9-12 record on the season, a seasons-long 5-game losing streak at the moment. 3 of the games have been by 1 run. 2-8 over their last 10, 5-5 at home. Here's a slow bouncer foul, third base side. Count quickly, 0-2 on Haskin. Hudson leads the team in average, a .345 mark this year, a 1089 OPS. 4 home runs, 14 runs driven in, 5 doubles. But again, a majority of those big power numbers came on opening weekend. All 3 doubles on opening day, all 3 home runs, or 3 home runs on the first Sunday of the year. Next pitch, called strike 3, a wide fastball, and Haskin is down on 3, the last one looking. Starting defense for Harrisburg from left to right in the outfield: Dondre Hubbard, Jack Dunn, and Justin Connell. Jake Alou at third base, Gilbert Lara at short, Jackson Flores at second, KJ Harrison at first, and Brady Lindsley does the catching for Richard Wash on the mound. In steps Adley Rutschman. Switch hitter bats lefty here. First pitch home. Misses just high, and the count starts out at 1-0. Rutschman went 1 for 4 yesterday with a double. Scored a run as well for Bowie. He struck out once, did not draw a walk. Bases empty, 1 away here in a scoreless bottom of the first. Here's the 1-0. Rutschman watches just wide. Count goes to 2-0. It's a very closed delivery for Richard Wash. When he kicks his leg up, he doesn't kick it out, doesn't extend his body out too much, keeps it very close in that small little space that he maintains when he's already footing the rubber. Here's the 2-0. Misses down, and the count goes to 3-0. It was a very quick first inning for Drew Rahm. Used 14 pitches, 9 of them went for strikes as he's retired the side in order, but Rutschman has worked a 3-0 count here. First 3-0 count of the ball game from either side. Pitch home. Misses down and inside for a called ball 4. Rutschman was a little bit hesitant to let the bat go because we already have seen a couple of wide called strikes early in this game. So he didn't want to risk looking a bit of a fool, but he draws the free pass, his first this season since rejoining Bowie yesterday, and Bowie has a base runner aboard with 1 out. For Wash, that's the 12th walk he's given up this season. And now it turns to Gunnar Henderson. I mentioned this on our pregame preview for social media, that this is a good placement for Henderson, right behind Rutschman. Here's the first. Inside, it hit him. That one got him on the inner leg, that'd be the left leg of Henderson, and he's going to limp a little bit out of the box, toss the bat back to the dugout, and just shed the protector he has on his front leg. He's fine. He's just obviously shaken by it for just a tad. It puts runners at first and second for Bowie. That is unfortunate, but it happens. And now it goes to Greg Cullen. Oh, and now Greg Cullen has such an amazing walk-up song, too. Last 2 additions to the Bowie lineup over this series so far have just had incredible walk-up songs. Big fan, big fan. Here's Cullen, first pitch. Called a strike, outside edge, and the count opens up at 0-1. So Adley Rutschman yesterday has his walk-up song is Gorgeous by Kanye West featuring Kid Cudi off of My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. Big fan. Greg Cullen has I'm So Paid by Akon, and he smokes one out towards shallow left here, falling in, but it's just up and up. Dondre Hubbard will pull it down for the out, and there's 2 gone. Harrisburg in their road red uniforms with the H logo on the left breast, white numbers, gray pants, a red hat. Baysox in their all-white home uniforms, white pants with the script Baysox on the front side, black numbers on the back, and a black hat. In steps J.D. Mundy, .273 average this season, only 2 for 11 with runners in scoring position as Bowie has runners at first and second now with 2 outs. Wash kicks and deals the first offering and misses down and in for a ball to Mundy. Wash on the season a 2-2 mark. 4 games, all starts, a .366 average, but he's riding a good stretch right now. 11 and 2/3 innings over his last 2 starts, only 1 earned run. Here's the 1-0. Mundy swings and comes up empty. It's in the dirt. They throw to third as runners try to advance, and Rutschman's out. The inning is over as Rutschman is taken down 2-5. They thought that ball would scamper away a little bit more, but the ground is not damp, but it's definitely heavy, and the ball just kind of deadened after it skipped away. So Rutschman taken out 2-5 and the inning ends. Bowie gets 2 runners on with 1 out, but they strand 1 as 1 is eliminated, and we go to the second, a scoreless game. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
Hey Baysox fans, if you've got a teacher or educator in your life that's meant a lot to you, or if you're one yourself, then you don't want to miss out on the Baysox Educator Appreciation Week from Tuesday, June 28th to Friday, July 1st. Teachers and educators who show a school ID at the Baysox ticket office will get 2 free tickets to a game of their choice between those days, all sponsored by Educational Systems Federal Credit Union. Again, it's Educator Appreciation Week at Prince George's Stadium, Tuesday, June 28th to Friday, July 1st.
If you own or operate a building or facility, or if you're a general contractor that is located or operates in the D.C. area, there is no doubt that it is important for you to have the best trained and most qualified people working for you. Members of Steamfitters UA Local 602 provide the highest level of HVAC, mechanical, and specialty piping services to the various customers we serve. For more information about the services we provide and for a list of companies you can hire, please visit steamfitters-602.org.
Baseball is a game of specialists, base stealers, closers, cleanup hitters. Together, they help their team stand out from the rest. Specialists also help set Chesapeake Employers Insurance apart from other workers' compensation insurance companies. Our health services team includes orthopedic surgeons, nurse case managers, a physical therapist, and more, all to get your employee back to work, contain costs, and keep premiums down. That's teamwork. To learn more, connect with your agent or visit Chesapeake Employers at CEIWC.com.
First of 2 day games for Bowie this week. They play tomorrow at 11:05. It's a 7:05 first pitch on Friday, 6:35 on Saturday with fireworks, and then 1:05 for Sunday Mother's Day. Special Mother's Day packages still available with a brunch, a catch on the field, plenty of events. Here's KJ Harrison as we start out the second inning. First pitch is a hanging curveball called for strike from Drew Rahm. It's 0-1. But yeah, those Mother's Day packages still available. Head to BaysoxShop.com to get your tickets. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Popped up, right side, out towards shallow right. Zach Watson running in, J.D. Mundy running back. It's Watson who loses the cap, makes the catch, and holds on to the ball. Oh, well, that's going to happen. We've already seen it at least 3-4 times this season, but when Watson's got that long flowing hair like that, it obviously does make it difficult for the cap to stay on. You've got the hair bouncing that gets airflow up underneath, and it flies into the I don't need to go through the physics of hats for you, but you get what I'm saying. Dondre Hubbard is the batter now, with 1 gone here in the second. Drew Rahm has retired the first 4. Hubbard only 2 for 4 on the season. He came in as a pinch runner in yesterday's game. First pitch. Misses down from Rahm, and the count starts out at 1-0. Rahm was doing a interview the other day. Our friends at Baltimore Sports and Life, the On the Verge podcast. Here's the 1-0. Misses down and in again. Count goes to 2-0. He was saying something really interesting. I remember I took a note of it somewhere, and I've lost the note. But he was talking about just how good of a group this is and how much he can just chit-chat with all the guys around. Is the 2-0 is called strikeout or half. Count goes to 2-1. And one of the things that I like most about Drew Rahm is that he carries himself so well that I'm constantly surprised that he's still only 23. Here's the 2-1 pitch to Hubbard. Breaking ball bounced off the mound, backing up on it, the second baseman Cullen. He had to hold for a long while before sending to first, but it gets there in time. Hubbard a little slow out of the box on that splinter single. Well, that splinter hit, I should say. It wasn't a single, but Hubbard is sent down for 3. Trying to pull up that note right now, see where I put it, because it was just so profound. Drew Rahm and Cameron Bishop, they're 2 of the most well-spoken guys on the team. Always a fun conversation. So now here's Justin Connell as Rahm is retired 5 in a row. Third base, Gunnar Henderson, he's pinched in. First pitch. Changeup misses down. Count starts out at 1-0. And again, the best thing about Rahm on the mound is that versatile arsenal that he has. Uses 5 different pitches from his regular arm slot, and then we'll also mix in a slider or a two-seamer as a sidearm. Next pitch, called a strike. That was the fastball. Hit the outside edge, and the count goes even at a ball and a strike. Connell on the season, a .239 average, .881 OPS, 3 doubles, leads the team with 6 home runs. Next pitch, inside, nearly clipped him. Sneaks past Rutschman as well and goes back to the screen. Count goes to 2 balls and a strike. One of the 2 home run leaders for Harrisburg. It's interesting that Taylor Gashu is out of the lineup today. 2 yesterday, ties for the team lead with 6. And was that an auto strike called? No, it's just time called by Justin Connell. So we'll wait on the 2-1 pitch. Here it is, curveball, misses away, didn't get Connell to chase, and the count goes to 3-1. Again, that's one of the learning curves that we're taking as people working in sports, is just kind of following the umpire's movements to see what they're actually calling based on the pitch clock. Here's a bouncer over to third, taken on 1 hop by Henderson. Plenty of time to sidestep, zip it over to first, and end the inning. 5-3 putout is another clean frame from Drew Rahm. He's retired the first 6 on 24 pitches. We're on to the bottom of the second here at Prince George's Stadium. Bowie and Harrisburg are scoreless. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
Baysox Youth Baseball camps are back in 2022, and registration is open now. 3 sessions this summer led by Orioles Hall of Famer and former Rookie of the Year Al Bumbry, along with former Baysox outfielder Stephen Bumbry. Kids will take part in in-depth on-field instruction and go head-to-head in camp-wide games at Prince George's Stadium. All campers get a free Baysox hat and a ticket to a Baysox game of their choice. Space is limited, so head to BaysoxShop.com and reserve your spot at a Baysox Youth Baseball camp today.
On the Green Incorporated is your lawn care team, providing professional, organic-based lawn care programs for residential and commercial lawns. Our lawn care programs provide ballpark quality results. Each service is custom tailored with guaranteed results for even the toughest lawns. On the Green also offers outdoor pest control services. Mosquitoes, ants, ticks, and more. Safely and effectively control insects and enjoy the outdoors this summer with On the Green Incorporated. Go to onthegreeninc.com.
Sky Shooter Displays by ZY Pyrotechnics will be lighting up the sky with top-of-the-line fireworks shows following Baysox games all season long. We will give you the best bang for your buck. Sky Shooter Displays include traditional shows, true pyro musicals, custom choreographed plays, and much more. The night sky is truly limitless, so don't be shy. Give ZY a try. Find out more by calling us at 570-328-1361 or visit us online, zypyrotechnics.com.
We're on to the bottom of the second here at Prince George's Stadium as Bowie and Harrisburg sit scoreless. Matt Sabata is with you as Richard Wash continues on the mound for the Senators. It's J.D. Mundy to lead things off. He was at the plate in the last half inning, and he fouls off the first pitch here. Skies it over to the left side, and it's 0-1 to start. Mundy was at the plate when Adley Rutschman and Gunnar Henderson both tried to advance on a pitch in the dirt, but the catcher Brady Lindsley was able to get Rutschman at third base, as the ball didn't actually go too far. Here's the 0-1. Inside it hit him. Got him on the foot, the slider. And Mundy will reach safely on the second hit by pitch of the day from Richard Wash. Bowie has been hit by, it doesn't seem like an inordinate number of pitches. Obviously nothing close to what the New York Mets have had to deal with this season. But I feel like they're up there. Yeah, they're up there. That was the 17th this season. It does tie them for second now. Here's Shane Fontana. First pitch fouled off left side. Count opens up at 0-1. That's not a statistic that you keep track of too much, unless you're, like I said, part of the New York Mets organization. League's leader is New Hampshire. They have 22 this season. Now Bowie is tied with Binghamton at 17. Runner at first, nobody out. Next pitch home. Fontana watches a ball miss high, I guess. This is a very short and wide strike zone we've been seeing today. Count goes even at a ball and a strike. Next pitch, Fontana swings through it. Breaking ball dips down low, and the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes now. Fontana, a .250 average, .774 OPS this season. 2 homers, 6 runs driven in. Here's the 1-2. He bounces it over to the right side. High Baltimore chop, picked by the first baseman, sent to short. The turn back to first is nowhere near in time. With how lowly that one was hit, Gilbert Lara had no chance. But the fielder's choice does get the lead runner. It goes 3-6. And Fontana replaces Mundy at first base. There's one out. Yeah, Wash had not hit any batters coming into this game. He has hit a handful in his time. He did hit 13 over the course of 2021 with two different teams. Here's the first pitch. Misses down and away to Joey Ortiz, the slider again. Count starts out at 1-0. Wash has a very lengthy career, too. As I said, he's been climbing steadily through the organization for Washington. Former Miami farmhand as well, brought over in a trade. Next pitch, misses high. Count goes to 2-0 on Ortiz, who's batting just 178 this season. 507 OPS. No homers, but 9 runs driven in. He went 0 for 4 yesterday. Had the day off in the series finale against Richmond. He's on a bit of a skid. Next pitch, check swing, called a strike outside edge. Count goes to 2-1. Ortiz is hitless in his last 3. But Wash, the number 33 prospect in the Nats system, according to Baseball America, 27 per MLB pipeline. As the next pitch comes in, it's called a strike, down and in. Count goes even at 2. He was with the Oakland affiliate Lansing, so he played at 2 different high A teams. When he came over from the Oakland system, when Oakland received Yan Gomes and Josh Harrison. Here's the next pitch, spoiled foul right side by Ortiz. He stays alive. And he's tabbed as having one of the best sliders in the system. Nats are very high on him. Next pitch skips in the dirt, rolls well to the right of KJ Harrison. Shane Fontana scampers up to second base on the wild pitch. So Bowie has another runner in scoring position with 1 out, same as last inning. They still need to get a hit at some point if they want to really drive someone in, just with a good measure. It's not required, but it's usually pretty helpful. As Joey Ortiz will dig back in as the counts run full now. He's 0 for 7 on full counts, though, this season. Here's the payoff. Ortiz knocks it foul, right side, just a little flare. Count stays. In the same vein, Wash is held opposing batters to 0 for 7 on full count. He struck out 5, walked 5 this season. Scoreless game here in the bottom of the second inning. Runner at second base, 1 away. Another 3-2 to Ortiz is down and away for ball 4. Fastball just missed, and it's a 1-out walk given up by Wash. So a bit of the inverse as to how the first inning started, but so far the results are similar. There's a hit by pitch, there's a ground ball placed around, there's an out, and there's a walk. Now there's runners at first and second with 1 out. That's how things materialized when Greg Cullen stepped to the plate. He flew out, and then Adley Rutschman was thrown out on the base paths later. Maverick Hanley will try to take a different route. First pitch, Hanley swings through the slider. It's down and away. It really does move. 2 different planes. Cuts in hard and drops down hard. That's why J.D. Mundy got hit. That slider just really tailed to his foot. Here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss. Chased on the fastball away. The count 0-2. Hanley, an .088 average this season. 420 OPS. Does have a home run and 4 runs driven in. 11 strikeouts to just 5 walks. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Slider again, misses down and away. Bowie seems to have been doing well at just laying off of that slider specifically. When they can tell it's coming, they don't really have much of an issue. They could probably just tell out of the hand that initial velo and run from there. Here's the 1-2. Hanley pops it up behind home plate, shedding the mask, Lindsley, but he'll put it back on. That one's out of play. Count stays at a ball and 2 strikes here on Hanley, who's 2 for 12 this season with runners in scoring position, but he has driven in 4. First and second still with 1 out. Looks like we're getting a little sunshine peeking out. It's been overcast all day. Had the tarp on overnight, took it off this morning. But now we might get a little bit of that extra warmth. Pickoff throw back to second. No, he didn't throw it. He stepped off, just spun around, and Wash decided to hold on to the baseball. No one was covering the bag, so it was the right play. Here's the 1-2. Hanley pokes it foul, third base side. Ahead on that one, he pulled it. Hanley's not usually a pull candidate either, only about 26% of the time. He's more often to put it in the other direction, 43%. You don't see that one as often. On a quick skim, it is the highest rate in the entire Baysox lineup right now, especially among qualified hitters. Here's another 1-2. He went around on a pitch in the dirt, tried to pull back on a check swing, but could not get there, and Hanley's down on strikes. Second strikeout for Richard Wash comes at a key time here. Now 2 outs in the bottom of the second inning as Zach Watson will dig in. Watson steps up, a 174 average this season, a 469 OPS, 3 runs driven in. First pitch home, right-hander watches high fastball. Count opens up at 1-0. Watson went 0 for 4 yesterday with a pair of strikeouts. That broke a 2-game hit streak that he had on the tail end of the Richmond series, 2 for 7 over the span. He had a double as well. Next pitch, driven high but foul, right side out of play. Count goes even at a ball and a strike. Watson is 5 for 17, though, with runners in scoring position, so he has been very confident at putting it in play. He's also struck out 7 times, though. Here's the 1-1. This is down and in. Count goes to 2 balls and a strike. Already a couple of hit-by pitches in this game from Richard Wash. He fires the 2-1. Fontana lifts it into deep center field. Dunn ranging back on it. He looks to have it squared in one of the deepest parts of the ballpark. He brings it down. About 370 feet away off of the bat of Zach Watson, but on the scorecard, just a fly out to center field. The Baysox strand another pair of runners, and as we move to the third inning here at Prince George's Stadium, we're still scoreless, Bowie and Harrisburg. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
At DCA Imaging Systems, we provide a tenured team of office technology professionals ready to be your trusted advisors. From document creation, output devices, scanning and workflow, to document security and storage, we understand people print, not printers. Give DCA Imaging a call, 301-577-1021, or find out more about how we can help you. DCAimaging.com. DCA Imaging Systems, office technology made easy.
Get your gear and memorabilia from your favorite Baysox players and future stars of the Baltimore Orioles at the Tackle Box Team Store. Jerseys, hats, autographed bats and balls, all at great prices. Located right at the main gate at Prince George's Stadium and online at BaysoxShop.com, the Tackle Box is the only place to get the best Baysox gear for you and your favorite fan. It's the Tackle Box at Prince George's Stadium and at BaysoxShop.com.
It takes time to get rich, flavorful coffee beans from the lush mountain regions of Colombia and Brazil to Royal Farms. But less than a minute to get yourself a delicious hot cup of the finest and freshest coffee in the world. Because Royal Farms' new Swiss-made coffee machines grind those rich, flavorful coffee beans and brew them one magnificent cup at a time. It's why Royal Farms makes the freshest and best coffee in the world. Real fresh, real fast. Royal Farms.
Third inning here at Prince George's Stadium as Bowie and Harrisburg still seeing who's going to crack first. Drew Rahm continues after 6 up, 6 down, 25 pitches, 2 strikeouts. He faces 7-8-9 here in this half inning. Gilbert Lara, the first batter, first pitch. Misses down, a fastball. Count starts at 1-0. Lara only a 121 average this season, a 535 OPS with 2 home runs. Here's the next. Spoiled foul right side, hits off a seat back, and the count goes even at a ball and a strike. I seem to remember Lara being around for quite a while. Saw him a little bit in 2019 as well when he was in the Carolina League. He played very well then. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss. Chases on a changeup away, and the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. He had 45 runs driven in last year across 3 different levels. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Pumped the high fastball that time. Rom picks up his 3rd strikeout. He's retired the first 7. I seem to remember Lara spending a little more time in Harrisburg last year. I must have just seen him at the right times because he spent time in High A Wilmington, Harrisburg, and then AAA Rochester. He was around for quite some time. He was a very big signed international prospect. I think that's what I'm remembering most. Here's Brady Lindsley, left-handed hitting catcher. First pitch home, checked on, misses down and away. They appeal. He didn't go. Count starts out at 1-0. 258 average, 813 OPS, a double, a triple. 1 homer, 4 runs driven in this season for Lindsley. 1 for 4 against fellow lefties. Next pitch. Misses away. Count goes to 2-0. He struck out 3 times, has not walked once against left-handers. But Lindsley, like any catcher that you'll see, while he may bat left, he still throws right. Here's the 2-0. This one popped up on the infield, right onto Greg Cullen. He shades to his right, now to his left, now back to his right about 5 feet, and finally brings it down. Might have had his ankles on the outfield grass for a short moment, but it's a simple fly out, and it's 8 in a row retired to start the day for Drew Rom. Yeah, to close that note, you rarely see a left-handed throwing catcher. I don't think any of them have gotten past these higher-level minor leagues in decades. Here's Jack Dunn, first pitch. Called a strike. Fastball hits middle bottom, and the count starts out at 0-1. Dunn, a 138 average, 519 OPS, a homer and 7 runs driven in. This is just his 10th game. Here's the 0-1. Curveball hangs a little bit up and away, and the count goes even at a ball and a strike. Well, that curveball for Rom was looking excellent, especially in the last half inning. Didn't break as much on that offering, but hopefully it's a one-off. Here's the 1-1. Bounced over to the right side. J.D. Mundy played it improperly. He went to cover first when he realized he probably should have tried for the ball. It's into right field, a base hit. Baysox did have a very wide berth on that right side of the infield, so Mundy did actually make the right play. Dunn is very liable to pull it, so there's not much that they could have done there. He just placed it perfectly. So the string of 8 in a row finishes there. Rom allows his first base runner, and now Jackson Flores, the leadoff man, steps back in. First pitch is in the dirt, inside, and the count starts out at 1-0. Flores grounded out to shortstop his first time up. After again going 2 for 5 yesterday, he's gone hitless in his last 4 plate appearances. Here's the 1-0. Fastball, middle. Rom recovers quickly, and the count evens at 1. I think that's something else that Rom is doing a little bit better today, is that he's not dancing around the zone as much. We're seeing a lot more pure attack stuff in the middle of the zone. Whether it's high, low, or even belly high, it's still working. The 1-1. Lined up the middle, over Rom's head, and into center field, a base hit. Tried to sneak the fastball again in the middle of the gut there, but got it on the outside edge of the plate, and Flores took it into center field. So back-to-back 2-out singles here for Harrisburg, and now Jake Alou steps in. So while you have been attacking, you do need to be careful now, especially second time around against a hot-hitting left-hander who hits fellow lefties well. First pitch home to Alou. Misses just away. Count opens up at 1-0. Strike zone today has been fluctuating just a tad. We've seen it come in at very, very wide, tighten up some. We've seen it very short, and then get back to normal. Here's the 1-0. Same spot. Misses away. Rom was thinking maybe he could get the called strike again if he tried to inch it a little bit closer, but it's stuck around the same vicinity. Count goes to 2-0. First and second, 2 away here in the top of the third. Still a scoreless game. Rom looks back runner at second thrice. Finally fires home. Gets the curveball in for a called strike. Count goes to 2-1. So Drew Rahm started with 8 in a row retired. He's given up back-to-back singles here. Bowie has put 2 runners on base in each of the first 2 innings. They've stranded 3 total. 1 was taken out on the base paths. And we sit still waiting. Here's the 2-1. Curveball lined over to the left side and foul. That one just got past Gunnar Henderson at third base. He gave a good run after it, but it got past him and touched down just in front of the Harrisburg bullpen. So the count goes even at 2. Big chance here for Rahm to escape the early little jam. Again, he's already up to a much more efficient and cleaner start than he was against Richmond, so whatever happens here, he's still pitching well. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss. He got him. Pumped the fastball away, and Alou went chasing. 4th strikeout for Drew Rahm, and he strands a pair of 2-out singles aboard. We go to the bottom of the 3rd here at Prince George's Stadium. Bowie and Harrisburg are still scoreless. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
Most people don't know what a steam fitter is. More importantly, what we do and how much it impacts you. Just take a moment to think about what your world would look like if you didn't have the ability to generate electricity, to have heating or air conditioning, microchip production, internet service, web-based storage, cellular service, and frozen or refrigerated produce. Could you imagine? And these are just some of the things that we impact. Please visit steamfitters-602.org and let's talk about how we can bring value to you.
Pest Now is proud to partner with the Bowie Baysox and provide their pest control services. For all your residential and commercial pest control needs, call Pest Now. For general pest control, termite control, mosquito control, and all other pest control services, call Pest Now. You can reach us at 301-231-8300 or visit us online at www.pestnow.com.
Come celebrate Mother's Day with the Baysox on Sunday, May 8th as they take on the Washington Nationals affiliate, the Harrisburg Senators. Have a lovely afternoon with Mom at the ballpark and cap it off by having a catch in the outfield after the game. It's a 1:05 first pitch for Mother's Day at Prince George's Stadium, and special ticket packages are available but limited, so get yours now at 301-464-4865 or at baysox.com.
Top of the Bowie lineup as we get rolling here with the bottom of the 3rd. It's Hudson Haskin to open. After him, Adley Rutschman, then Gunnar Henderson as Richard Wash gets back to work. Through 24 pitches in a scoreless second, stranded 2 base runners. First pitch home to Haskin, misses inside. Count opens up at 1-0. Haskin struck out looking on 3 pitches to open up the game in the first inning. Wasn't too agreeable with the last one, the one that he got rung up on. Bit wide on the changeup, but strike zone has tightened a little bit since those first 2 innings. Here's the 1-0. Inside, just missed again, and the count goes to 2-0. Haskin only 4 for 17 against lefties. His OPS down to a much more reasonable 669. 5 strikeouts, 2 walks. Here's the 2-0. Fouled off right side. He was expecting the slider, but got the fastball, so he was too far underneath it. Count goes to 2 balls and a strike. Bowie and Harrisburg still scoreless here in the top of the 3rd inning. By this point, yesterday, I think it was already 3-3. Here's the 2-1. Misses down in the dirt, and the count goes to 3 balls and a strike. So Wash has pitched relatively efficiently in a lot of his outings so far this season, but today he is a little bit behind schedule when it comes to pitches per inning. Next offering to Haskin, misses down for ball 4. That fastball was a bit close, but Wash has now walked 3 batters today. First time that Bowie has gotten the leadoff runner aboard without the aid of a hit-by pitch. Oh, and there's Rutschman. One of the key walk-up songs. I'm going to say it every time, get used to it. He walked back in the first inning, but again, he was taken out while trying to advance on a pitch that was in the dirt. Big chance here, though, as he bats lefty and crushes one the other way. Hubbard runs back on it, but he'll curl in front and bring it down. A screeching liner on the warning track. Rutschman is retired. So one quick pitch to retire Rutschman, and there's one away here in the 3rd. So in steps Gunnar Henderson. He was hit by a pitch in the first. That does extend his on-base streak. On-base streaks are finicky little things, while hitting streaks can stay intact if a batter walks through the entire game or gets hit by a pitch and gets taken out in their first plate appearance. On-base streaks are a little more touchy. Here's the first pitch to Henderson. Misses down. Count starts out at 1-0. The on-base streak can get broken if you reach on a dropped third strike, and that's the only time you've reached safely. Here's the 1-0. Called a strike wide, and the count goes even at a ball and a strike. But think about that. As a sentence, that sounds wrong. The on-base streak would end if the only time you reached base safely was on a drop third strike. I just said that you reach base safely, but the on-base streak ends? How crazy. Here's a grounder over to the right side for a base hit. Henderson gets another hit. He's extended it to 4 straight games, and it puts runners at first and second for Bowie with 1 out here in the third inning. Third consecutive inning that Bowie has put runners at first and second with only 1 out. Needing to capitalize right now. Make the most of the opportunity, get ahead, and pull away. Because the Baysox will tell you when we get deeper into this game, but they actually struggle once we get toward the middle innings. You get to the 5th and 6th, Bowie has had some very slow innings while their opponents have broken out for big frames. First pitch home to Greg Cullen, misses down. Count starts out at 1-0. Cullen flew out to left field back in the first inning. Again, it's his first game back with Bowie. Played a couple of games down with High A Aberdeen on a rehab stint. He'd been on Bowie's injured list since the start of the season. Next pitch. Misses down and inside. Count goes to 2-0. So Cullen made 9 appearances with Delmarva. My mistake. It was Delmarva he was with, not Aberdeen. He hit .276 with 3 runs driven in, 4 scored. Here's the 2-0. Misses up and away, 3-0. Second 3-ball count of the inning from Richard Wash. First and second, 1 away. Haskins walked. Henderson singled. Here's the 3-0. Inside, up toward the tricep there, and it's ball 4. So a 4-pitch walk. That's going to lead to a mound visit, at least between the batteries, as Wash has walked his 4th batter today to load the bases. And it'll lead to a full-on mound visit. Baysox fans, the Orioles' future is always on MILB.TV. With all home and away games streamed live, the only way to watch the Baysox on any device this season, any of them, is MILB.TV. Use the promo code BAYSOX, B-A-Y-S-O-X, in all capitals. Use it at checkout, and you'll save $10 on a yearly subscription. Visit MILB.TV for details today. Because, again, you can have us on with your coffee tomorrow. We've got an 11:05 first pitch tomorrow after today's 12:05 first pitch. And then, of course, Saturday, 6:35 with the usual fireworks show every home Saturday this month. Very busy month at Prince George's Stadium if you've got the chance to get out to the ballpark. Saturday the 7th, Saturday the 21st, and Saturday the 28th. So the base is now loaded for J.D. Mundy. This is his 2nd plate appearance with the bases loaded this season. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout. First pitch home. Mundy watches a high called strike on a fastball. Count opens up at 0-1. I'd be interested to see if Wash pulls out the sliders for this plate appearance because he already hit Mundy with one of them. He struggles with them against the lefties. Here's the 0-1. Went with the fastball in the dirt, and the count goes even to a ball and a strike. There's a right-hander warming in the bullpen for Harrisburg. It looks to be Pagero. Francis Pagero. 1-1 with a 2.35 ERA. Here's the 1-1 from Wash. Mundy watches down for ball 2. The Baysox this season got the numbers set aside for just such an occasion. They've actually drawn 2, well, no, only 1 bases loaded walk. Here's the next pitch, swinging just a piece in the dirt. Count goes even at 2 on Mundy. Bowie does only have 1 grand slam this year as well. He was off the bat of Hudson Haskin. Back when Akron sent a couple of position players to the mound 2 weeks ago yesterday. Wash sets, looks back, runner at second. Fires the 2-2, swinging a slow roller over towards short. It'll score the run. It's picked by Laura. They go to second for one, but the slide is a little bit deep there from Greg Cullen. Down from third to score Haskin. Cullen is trying to dap up Laura, saying, sorry, my man. Definitely just mistimed his run there, but Bowie scores the opening run. Fielder's choice goes 6-4 as Cullen is retired for the second out of the inning. Henderson goes to third base and Haskins scores. And now Shane Fontana digs in as Bowie takes the opening lead, 1-0. Fontana steps in. He reached on the fielder's choice in the second. Runners at the corners, 2 away, and he ropes it into center field for a base hit. Down from third to score Henderson, and on to second base Mundy. RBI single for Shane Fontana to extend his hit streak to 3 consecutive games. 7th RBI of the season. It's a 2-0 game. So now here's Joey Ortiz. As Bowie holds on to a 2-run advantage now with still a runner in scoring position. Ortiz still trying to break out of a 3-game hitless skid. First pitch. Inside, nearly clipped him. Count opens up at 1-0. We'll have to see at this point as Richard Wash is up to 55 pitches. And laboring through this inning, this next will be his 21st pitch of the frame. If Harrisburg elects for the switch soon. Next pitch to Ortiz, misses down, and the count goes to 2-0. If Ortiz reaches, I'm not sure if that would be the hook. It would reload the bases for Maverick Handley, who does have a sacrifice fly with the bases loaded this season. Here's the 2-0. There's the slider. It hits the outer edge of the zone for a called strike, 2-1. But again, Handley is 0 for 1 and still only batting sub 100 this year, so you could keep him in. See if Wash could get out of it. Here's the 2-1. Ortiz smacks it the other way. It sends Connell back a bit. He has to hop up, and he pulls it down, extended over the shoulder. That was a bit of a tough read from Justin Connell in right field, but he just got there in time to end the threat. Bowie does play to pair, though, thanks to a fielder's choice introduced by J.D. Mundy with the bases loaded, and an RBI single by Shane Fontana. We go to the 4th inning here at Prince George's Stadium as the Baysox lead 2-0. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
The best way to take in a Baysox game is with a group outing at Prince George's Stadium. Everything from entertaining clients to birthday parties and even fundraising opportunities for your team, the Baysox offer plenty of options for your group at unbeatable rates with plenty of options on suites, seats, and decks around the ballpark. Your group can eat their fill and have an unforgettable time. Find out more and schedule your group outing by calling 301-464-4880 or going to Baysox.com.
Baseball is a game of specialists. Base stealers, closers, cleanup hitters. Together, they help their team stand out from the rest. Specialists also help set Chesapeake Employers Insurance apart from other workers' compensation insurance companies. Our health services team includes orthopedic surgeons, nurse case managers, a physical therapist, and more, all to get your employee back to work, contain costs, and keep premiums down. That's teamwork. To learn more, connect with your agent or visit Chesapeake Employers at CEIWC.com.
On the Green Incorporated is your lawn care team, providing professional organic-based lawn care programs for residential and commercial lawns. Our lawn care programs provide ballpark quality results. Each service is custom tailored with guaranteed results for even the toughest lawns. On the Green also offers outdoor pest control services. Mosquitoes, ants, ticks, and more. Safely and effectively control insects and enjoy the outdoors this summer with On the Green Incorporated. Go to onthegreeninc.com.
Fourth inning here at Prince George's Stadium as Bowie holds on to a 2-0 advantage. Middle of the lineup due for Harrisburg in this half inning as they're just getting the grounds crew off the field from scraping the infield. It'll be Wilson Garcia to open up the frame, followed by KJ Harrison and Dondre Hubbard. Switch hitter, right-hander. So all three batting righty. against the lefty Drew Rahm. First pitch, curveball, broken bat, Nubber up the third baseline, scooped in front of the bag by Henderson, sidearm throw, and he got him. What a toss, what a read, what a play by Gunnar Henderson in the hot corner. Oh my goodness, every day he just wows you with something new. Garcia thought that one was probably just going to be a foul ball the way it nicked off of his bat, but Henderson, he had no intention of just playing that one weakly. He came charging at it and made sure he made a play out of it. So on to KJ Harrison. First pitch misses down and away. Count starts out at 1-0. That's a great start to the fourth inning, too, for Drew Rahm after giving up two-out singles in the third, stranding them both. Next pitch, curveball, rolled over foul behind home plate. Count goes even at a ball and a strike. That curveball is hanging again, too, for Rahm, and it's very exciting to watch it move in and out of the strike zone across his outing today. Here's the 1-1. Flown foul. Behind home, this one will get out. And the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. Here's the next. Misses down and in. Count goes even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Harrison flew out to right field back in the second inning. Again, only .258 this season and only 5 for 14 against left-handed pitching. Bases empty, 1 away. Bowie leads 2-0. Here's the 2-2. Inside it hit him. Rahm tried the curveball again, and he's saying that Harrison didn't do enough to get out of the way, which you can see both sides of because it hit Harrison's back leg, I believe, and it was a slow curve, so it didn't hurt. But since it was a slow curve, he probably should have seen it coming. There was that game in Richmond just the other day where Maverick Handley was hit by a pitch near the shoulder, and it was another slow-moving offering. And as soon as he got hit by it, the home plate umpire stepped out from behind home plate and said, no, you have to go back in. You didn't get out of the way. And Kyle Moore came down to argue, but it fell on deaf ears. Here's Dondre Hubbard. First pitch rolled over foul over to the left side. Count opens up at 0-1. Hubbard grounded out to second base his last time up. Next pitch home from Rahm misses high, and the count goes even at 1. I found that note that I was talking about when Rahm was speaking with the folks for the On the Verge podcast from Baltimore Sports and Life. He said he wasn't sure why his fastball consistency and his placement was working so well, but it was, and he's going to take it. Here's the 1-1. Breaking ball misses up and away. Count goes to 2-1. I follow the same philosophy a lot of times. When I'm putting together maybe videos or graphics or trying to do something in Microsoft Excel to help out with game prep, and I make something that works and I don't know how it works, I'm not going to question it. Here's the 2-1. Misses away. Count goes to 3-1. If it works, I don't want to anger whatever God I pleased to make it work, and I'm just going to keep it at that. And that's the kind of vibe I got from Rahm when he was giving that answer the other day. Here's the 3-1, bounced slowly over towards second, could be 2. Cullen takes it to the bag himself, jump throws the first, but it throws wide, and ricochets into the stands. On to second base is Dondre Hubbard on the E4. So Harrison is eliminated on the fielder's choice for unassisted. The jump throw, definitely a little flashy, and led to the E4 that allowed Hubbard to advance to second. So now it puts a runner in scoring position for Harrisburg, but now with 2 outs. So a chance for Rahm to still spin another scoreless inning. Here's Justin Connell, and Rahm steps off for just a moment. Rahm comes set out of the stretch, looks back second, fires the first home. It's the curveball called for a strike. Velocity dipped a little bit there, and it broke more because of it. Only 80 miles an hour on the hanging curve from Rom. Count opens up at 0-1 on Connell, who grounded out to third base his last time up. They play him heavily to pull, and that's the right play. Half the time, it's on the left side of the infield. Here's the 0-1. Misses down the fastball. Count goes even and a ball and a strike. And I've said this plenty when discussing shifting on the defense, that the pitcher needs to be part of the plan with how they already coordinate fielding positions based on the lineups, and they've got the little placards that they keep on the hats all the time. You'd think the pitcher would be part of the plan, and if they're trying to get a guy to pull, they would pitch him inside a little bit. So far, Rom seems to be in on the plan, hasn't pitched away at all to Connell. Here's the 1-1. Went with the slider in, and it's fouled off, left side. Count goes to 1-2. So again, he's sticking with it. Keeping it in, at least in the middle of the plate, minimum. And seeing if Connell will have to do the work. Let Rom get out of the inning a little bit faster if it's going to happen. He is at 57 pitches. But again, he's already still under what he did in 3 innings last time. The 1-2. In there, strike 3. Got him with a fastball, tattooed on the bottom half of the zone, and Rom strikes out his 5th batter, this one looking. He strands a runner in scoring position in the 4th, and as we go to the bottom of the frame, Bowie maintains a 2-0 lead. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
At DCA Imaging Systems, we provide a tenured team of office technology professionals ready to be your trusted advisors. From document creation, output devices, scanning and workflow, to document security and storage, we understand people print, not printers. Give DCA Imaging a call, 301-577-1021, or find out more about how we can help you. DCAimaging.com. DCA Imaging Systems, office technology made easy.
Sunday, May 22nd, it's a fiesta at Prince George's Stadium. For the first time this season, the Baysox will transform into El Congrejos Fantasmas de Chesapeake and face off against Los Perros Calientes de Akron as part of Minor League Baseball's Copa de la Diversión. It'll be a Latin fiesta celebration all afternoon around the ballpark, all presented by Chesapeake Employers Insurance. Get your tickets today at 301-464-4865 and online at baysox.com.
Sky Shooter Displays by ZY Pyrotechnics will be lighting up the sky with top-of-the-line fireworks shows following Baysox games all season long. We will give you the best bang for your buck. Sky Shooter Displays include traditional shows, true pyro musicals, custom choreographed plays, and much more. The night sky is truly limitless, so don't be shy. Give ZY a try. Find out more by calling us at 570-328-1361 or visit us online, zypyrotechnics.com.
Bottom of the 4th here at Prince George's Stadium as Bowie holds on to a 2-0 lead. Maverick Henley into the batter's box, and the first pitch he sees is a called strike down and away. It's 0-1. Maverick Hanley, Zach Watson, and Hudson Haskin at the top of the lineup set to bat in this half inning against Richard Wash. Next pitch misses high, and the count goes even at a ball and a strike. Wash used 23 pitches while giving up 2 runs on a couple of hits in the 3rd inning. Did strand 2 runners, however. Next pitch misses away just a tad. Count goes to 2 balls and a strike here on Maverick Hanley. And Bowie had 2 runs on 2 hits with 2 left in that 3rd. They've already left on 5. Here's the 2-1 to Hanley. Slider misses down and away. The Baysox have been so excellent today at just laying off of it. You'd think that's why Wash has struck out so many batters. He had 12 strikeouts over his last 11 2/3 in his last 2 outings. I'd imagine that's why, and Bowie is just not one to bite. The 3-1. Misses up and in for ball 4. So already the 5th walk given up by Richard Wash today, and we're only here in the bottom of the 4th, just the first batter of the frame. Let's see what we can find on Wash this season for his overall walk numbers. Not even just this season, just overall. Before we say anything, though, it looks like he's out. Trip Keister out of the dugout. He'll take the very, very slow trot across the third baseline. climb the hill. And does he take the ball? Does he take the ball? Tripp, are you going to take the ball? He's chatting with him, seeing what he has to say. Don't have an answer just yet to see if he will take the ball or not. And he finally does. So it was one shy of tying a career high. Only the second time in Richard Wash's career that he's walked 5 batters. And it leads to a pitching change. We'll tell you about the new hurler on the mound in just a second. Bowie leads 2-0. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
A birthday bash with the Baysox is the best time at the ballpark. Bring your friends and family out to celebrate and be the star of the show. Dance on the dugout with Louie, play games in the stadium, introduce a batter in the game, and you'll even get to have the stadium sing for you. Baysox birthday parties, an unforgettable, one-of-a-kind experience at Prince George's Stadium. Book yours by calling 301-464-4880 or at baysox.com.
From sprains to stitches, sore throats to stomach aches, and pulled muscles to poison ivy, care is around the corner at Patient First. Walk in to see a doctor from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day of the year. X-rays, lab tests, and prescription drugs are on site, and most major insurance plans are accepted. For routine illnesses and injuries, Patient First is here for you. Patient First, the name fits.
Patient First, proud partner of the Bowie Baysox, open 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day.
We roll on with the bottom of the 4th inning here at Prince George's Stadium as Harrisburg makes a pitching change. Baysox ahead 2-0, and they've got a runner at first with nobody out after a leadoff walk given up by Richard Wash, and he's lifted for a new hurler. Francis Peguero takes over. We'll tell you more about him in a second. The line is not closed on Wash, but he is the losing pitcher at the moment. 3 innings of work, 2 hits, so far 2 runs both earned. It could go up. 2 strikeouts, 5 walks, the season's high, 1 shy of tying a career high. Makes way for Peguero, a 6'2", 170-pound, 26-year-old right-hander from Hato Mayor in the Dominican Republic, signed as an international free agent back in 2013. He faces Zach Watson to start. First pitch, Watson takes fastball in, and the count starts out at 1-0. Peguero on the season has only made 4 appearances, a 1-1 record with a 2.35 ERA, 7 2/3 innings, 11 strikeouts, 3 walks, a home run. Here's the next pitch, the right-hander Watson, broken bat bouncer foul, third base side. The bat went about as far as the ball into the 5.5 hole, where it's picked up a little cautiously by Gilbert Lara, but he walks it carelessly over to third base. They'll make the handoff over to the dugout, I imagine, or to Kyle Moore. They'll give it to Kyle Moore. Kyle Moore will take it. I assume just deposit it in the trash can in the Harrisburg dugout. Yep. So Watson heads over to get a new swinging stick, and we'll do it again at 1-1. Sun is starting to peek out a little bit more here at Prince George's Stadium. Very glad to see that at this 12:05 first pitch. The day has progressed. Bowie trying to break their 5-game skid. They lead 2-0. Here's the 1-1. Misses down and in. Count goes to 2 balls and a strike on Watson. Peguero started the season here with Harrisburg. Full-time reliever last year. Split time between High Wilmington and the Senators. As he fires the 2-1 to Watson. Misses high, a breaking ball. Count goes to 3-1. I think this is something that, maybe Harrisburg has been able to rely on a little bit, because it's the running note that they have such an older and more experienced roster than Bowie, that they get guys to chase a little more often. The 3-1. Misses down, ball 4. 6th walk drawn by Bowie here, and there's no one out in the 4th inning. So first and second to start the frame as Hudson Haskin will dig in. 7 for 14 mark this season with runners in scoring position. Most walks that the Baysox have drawn in a game this season is 11. That was all the way back during the Akron series. That was the 20-run game. Here's Haskin. as the sun peeks out just a little bit more through the clouds. First pitch, he squares and puts it perfectly up the third base line. Picked by the pitcher and sent to first in time. But Haskin with a successful sacrifice going 1-3. And the runners advance, both now into scoring position with just one out here in the fourth for Adley Rutschman. That's another thing that the Baysox are so good at. They're so unselfish. Even when a big hitter comes in riding a decent streak with good numbers in these scenarios, they'll still lay themselves down for the greater purpose, to make sure that runs can be brought across. Here's Rutschman. First pitch to the switch hitter batting lefty is called a strike, bottom half of the zone. Count opens up at 0-1. Rutschman doubled yesterday, but he's only walked today, lined out to left field on the first pitch he saw back in the third inning. They play him deep. Corner third baseman playing in, but the 0-1 is lined to left field, a base hit. Down from third to score on the RBI is Hanley. Rounding third is Watson. The throw is cut off, and he scores. 2 RBI single for Adley Rutschman. And the Baysox lead 4-0 here in the fourth. Hits in both of his games now with Bowie, and it's like he never left. First 2 RBIs since joining the Baysox yesterday, and Bowie is rolling now with a 4-run advantage. One of those runs charged to Richard Wash. That closes his line at 3 runs, all earned. While the other run, of course, belongs to Peguero. That was the Watson run. Here's the first pitch to Gunnar Henderson. Misses away for a ball. It's 1-0. So what I was saying about the patience for Bowie at the plate, this experience level for Harrisburg's staff, especially their pitching staff, they probably expect a lot of swings and misses. Next pitch to Henderson, called a strike. Breaking ball hit the lower outside corner and the count evens. Henderson, a 1-for-1 day, a single, a run scored. He was also hit by a pitch. But Bowie is just not a swing and miss team. Here's the 1-1. Slider tails too far inside. Count goes to 2 balls and a strike. Those sliders, they work well for this Harrisburg squad. Happened for Wash and Peguero. He looks to have a good one too. Runner at first, 1 away here in the bottom of the fourth. Bowie ahead 4-0. Here's the 2-1 to Henderson. Check swing, called a strike anyway, bottom half. Count goes even at 2-2. And it's such an incredible tandem right now. It won't last for too long, I know. But to go from Rutschman to Henderson, the way those two read the zone is just dastardly for pitchers, as Henderson demolishes a pitch foul. That one clanks off of the clubhouse roof in right field. But he just pulled it a little bit too much at 106 miles an hour off of the bat. He just smashed that thing. Little too early on it. The 2-2. He pokes this one into right center field this time, and it falls in for a base hit to the gap. Rutschman goes first to third. Henderson tries to zip it in for a double, and he slides in safely. He lost the helmet, but he picked up the speed, and Henderson has his 4th double of the season. Can't be stopped right now, this kid. The Baysox have runners at second and third now, with still only 1 out in the bottom of the fourth. That one was much more slowly hit, only 84 miles an hour off the bat, and that's really what made it possible. It was cut off toward the gap, but it was so well placed in the gap that Henderson, without breaking stride, was able to get all the way to second base. He tried that a little bit yesterday on a pitch that wasn't as far in the gap, and he got thrown out. Here's Greg Cullen. First pitch to him is called a strike. Bottom half, it's 0-1. Just what an incredible stretch it's been for Gunnar Henderson, too. So over his current 4-game hit streak, it's already been extended when you include today, as the 0-1 to Cullen is driven deep out to right center field. Dunn is curling on it, and he'll bring it down. This should score the run, though, as Rutschman tags from third and trots home. Henderson moves to third on the sacrifice. Cullen picks up his first RBI since rejoining Bowie this morning, and the Baysox extend their lead to 5-0. Second run scored, or rather, is that the third? Yeah, the third run scored for Adley Rutschman, too, since joining Bowie. So for Henderson on his current 4-game hit streak, he's 7 for 12 at the plate. Outstanding numbers. Here's J.D. Mundy. First pitch to the left-hander. Misses just away. Count starts out at 1-0. So it's been a very tough inning for Francis Peguero out of the bullpen. Came in with a runner at first already. Walked a batter. Sacrifice bunt advanced them both. And then a 2 RBI single by Adley Rutschman. 1-0. Mundy golf swings through a breaking ball down. And the count goes even at a ball and a strike. Adley Rutschman had the 2 RBI single. And then Henderson doubled to put them both into scoring position. Greg Cullen with a deep sac fly to center to score Rutschman. 1-1. Grounded over towards second. Picked on the slow run by Jackson Flores. And from the edge of the outfield grass, he sends it to first to end the inning. But it's a big inning for Bowie. They score 3 runs on just 2 hits with no errors. They left 1 on base. We go to the 5th here at Prince George's Stadium as the Baysox lead 5-0. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
If you're working in the Washington, D.C. metropolitan area as a pipe fitter, pipe welder, or HVAC service technician, and you're interested in a better life, a better means to provide for yourself and your family, a way to make sure that you're earning the highest wages and the best benefits in our industry. Visit our website at steamfitters-602.org. That's steamfitters-602.org, and let's talk about what we can do to help change your life.
Hey kids, the Baysox Futures Club is the best way to be a fan of the Baysox, and it's completely free for kids ages 3 through 12. Futures Club members get access to special members-only events, discount ticket offers, and free gifts for just signing up. Parents, head over to Baysox.com to sign up your kids, so don't miss out on all the promotions and giveaways at Prince George's Stadium this season and next. The Baysox Futures Club. Sign up now at Baysox.com.
Hey, coffee lovers. Know where you'll find the world's freshest cup of coffee? Right here at Royal Farms. Because with our new brewing system, it takes less than a minute to go from selecting the kind of coffee you want to this. The freshest, most flavorful cup of coffee you can buy is at Royal Farms. So try one. It'll be love at first sip. Because it's the freshest coffee in the world. Real fresh, real fast, Royal Farms.
We roll on to the 5th here at Prince George's Stadium as Bowie leads 5-0. Drew Rahm, if he can finish out this frame, he'd be in line for his first win in quite a while. He faces the bottom of the Harrisburg lineup to start, and the first offering home to Gilbert Lara is a breaking ball called for strike in the bottom half of the zone. Count opens up at 0-1. It's Lara, Brady Lindsley, and then Jack Dunn due up in this half inning. Next pitch home. Lara watches pitch down. Count goes even to ball and a strike. The fastball there from Rahm. So 60 pitches so far for Drew Rahm as he's into the 5th. Remember, he needed 67 for just 3 innings last week in Richmond. Here's the 1-1. Inside, nearly clipped him. They'll appeal on the check swing as Lara was more concerned for the safety of his own hands than the ball. He didn't go. Count goes to 2-1. Rahm won his second outing of the year after tossing 5 scoreless in Binghamton. But since then, he's only gone 7 innings, allowed 4 earned runs. Here's the 2-1. Popped up. This one carrying a bit out toward right center field, but not very deep. Zach Watson has plenty of time to hang under it and pull it down. So what started as a pop-up turns into more of a fly out to right field. Either way, it's an out. Brady Lindsley steps in. Rahm has had some very excellent numbers in the months of April and May, too. Overall, though, his April this season was probably on the lower side, and he had said in interviews that he wasn't too pleased with the way the numbers squared out, and he would like to see improvements out of it. As the first pitch to Lindsley is called a strike, bottom half of the zone, it's 0-1. His numbers in April are pretty much just his season numbers right now, the 1-1 record with the 4.20 ERA. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Lindsley reaches for it and pokes it out to shallow left field. Running in Shane Fontana. He runs in a good amount of time to camp under it. 2 gone. So this is where things are really cruising for Bowie, too. When Rahm is working quickly with that swing and miss stuff early, and then getting guys to make the weak contact on some of his well-placed fastballs late, then he works fine. You can easily count on him for 5 innings, if not more. Wynn pushing out to left field a little bit as the number 9 batter Jack Dunn steps in. First pitch home to him is the curveball, and a beauty. Hits the lower outside corner for a called strike. It's 0-1. Dunn has one of Harrisburg's 2 hits today. They both came in tandem. It was Dunn, then Jackson Flores, back-to-back with 2 outs in the third. They were both stranded. Next pitch home is a changeup down, and the count goes even at a ball and a strike. It was only Dunn's second hit against the left-hander this season. Here's the 1-1. Fastball hits the lower inside corner. Count goes to 1-2. At this point, I think Rahm is starting to realize that this might be his last inning. Just at the pitch count, the pacing, and if he can get that quick put down, he can call it a good day. The 1-2, swing and a miss, he got him. It's been quite a good day for Drew Rahm. Pumped the fastball up and away as he logs his 6th strikeout. A perfect 5th inning here at Prince George's Stadium for Rahm. We're halfway home, and Bowie leads 5-0. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
Well, it may be on Sunday, May 29th, but get ready for the Baysox first Catter Day at Prince George's Stadium. Everyone's heard of Bark in the Park, but now you can bring your kitty out for a relaxing afternoon of ball. And if you get here early enough, you can pick up a free Baysox Catter Day t-shirt, courtesy of the City of Bowie. You can get your tickets now for the first ever Catter Day at 301-464-4865 or at baysox.com.
Fielder's Choice Flex Packs with the Bowie Baysox. The best value to see the best games at Prince George's Stadium. You could save up to 30% on your selected seat from day one and enjoy a number of exclusive member benefits, including flexible exchange options, discounts on suite rentals, special access to the Diamond View restaurant, and a free members collectible at your first home game of the year. Get your pack now by calling 301-464-4865 or heading online to baysox.com.
Baseball is a game of specialists. Base stealers, closers, cleanup hitters. Together, they help their team stand out from the rest. Specialists also help set Chesapeake Employers Insurance apart from other workers' compensation insurance companies. Our health services team includes orthopedic surgeons, nurse case managers, a physical therapist, and more, all to get your employee back to work, contain costs, and keep premiums down. That's teamwork. To learn more, connect with your agent or visit Chesapeake Employers at CEIWC.com.
Home half of the 5th inning here at Prince George's Stadium, a 5-0 Bowie lead. It's Shane Fontana to lead off. He fouls off the first pitch he sees. It's 0-1. Shot it over to the left side. Fontana's had a good day at the plate, reached on a fielder's choice, got into scoring position in the second, was left stranded. Drove in a run in the 3rd inning. Next pitch home. Swinging just a piece. This one off the top of the wood and trickles off the glove of Lindsley behind home plate. Count to 0-2. I don't know who it was that started the trend around the Baysox, or if it was something that just some folks came up with independently, as the 0-2 is popped up foul, third base side. This one will also get out. Those Pit Viper sunglasses that you see around. I saw them a little bit in 2021 when I was working in Erie. It was kind of a locker room joke that the player of the game would wear them for post-game interviews with media. Here's the 0-2. Misses down to Fontana. Count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. That was the only time I saw them. And then when I went home for the offseason, my younger sister had them for her softball games, which just seemed odder for me. And now there's like 3 Baysox players that have one. I think Fontana is one of them. Here's the next pitch, misses high. Count goes to 2-2. I know J.D. Mundy has them. He looks the best in them. As Bowie leads 5-0, we can obviously just have the broadcast divulge into sunglass apparel and the discussions around it as the 2-2 to Fontana misses away. Count goes full. Francis Peguero still working on the mound for Harrisburg, but he's been laboring. The payoff. Misses high, ball 4. That's already the 2nd walk given up by Peguero in the 7th given up by Harrisburg pitching today. Again, it's still a little more than a stone's throw away from Bowie's season high in walks drawn, 11 against Akron. let me go back. Let me see how many of those walks were actually from the position players in that game. It looked to be just 3. So 8 walks by pitchers in that game, 3 walks by position players. Here's Joey Ortiz. First pitch smoked into center field, but hanging up just enough for Jack Dunn to close the gap. Center fielder makes the play, and there's one gone. Ortiz 0 for 2 today after a walk and now 2 flyouts. Here's Maverick Handley. Both he and Ortiz, they could really use a big breakout game here. Hanley did walk and score. He opened up that 4th inning, drawing a 3-1 count, and then walking against Richard Wash. It knocked Wash out of the game, and now he's on the hook for a loss. Would be his 3rd this season. Here's the first. Hanley checks the swing, pitches up and in. He avoids it. Count starts out at 1-0. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Check swing. Curveball misses inside. Count goes to 2-0 on Handley. He struck out swinging on just 4 pitches back in the 2nd inning. He plays in a little close to the plate, too, in the batter's box, but he's been approaching the zone well. 2-0. Swing and a miss. Maybe got a piece, but didn't get anywhere, and the count goes to 2-1. So this is the last batter that Peguero is facing for the first time today. And this is a big inning for Bowie, too. Could really use a couple of padded runs onto this one. Runner goes on the 2-1. It's popped up foul, first base side. Count will even at 2. That's a fun one from Shane Fontana. 1 for 2 this season in his stolen base attempts, but the count evens up. So Bowie in the 5th inning has actually struggled a lot this season. It's fortunate that they held Harrisburg scoreless in the 5th because it's one of their worst pitching innings this year. Here's the 2-2. Runner stays put, and the pitch is ticked foul. Back to the screen again. Count holds. So Bowie has a minus 17 run differential in the 5th inning. That's the worst in the league. They've only scored 4 runs in the 5th inning all season across all of their games, all 21 plus now. They've only scored 4 runs in the 5th. Here's the 2-2. Slider tails down and away. Brady Lindsley has to shuffle to keep it in front of him. And the count runs full on Handley, who's 0 for 5 this season on full counts. Yeah, these middle innings have been very slow for the Bowie offense, so this would be a good time for them to buck that trend. Pickoff throw back to first base. Tag a little late, so nothing worrying there. We'll wait on the payoff to Handley. Peguero deals. Handley ropes it past third and into the corner for a base hit. Going from first to third is Fontana. Does he get the wave home? It bounces off the corner, and he does. Moore says go. The throw comes in. It's cut off, and Fontana slides home safe. RBI double for Maverick Handley, and the Baysox extend the lead 6-0. That was a tough one. It bounced irregularly off of the fencing there in the left field corner. The padding cuts off once it reaches the foul line, and it's just fencing for the entrance to each player's club or each team's clubhouses. And it gave a very, very tough bounce that just really threw off Dondre Hubbard. It slowed things down, and it made it possible for Shane Fontana to go all the way from first to home. So now here's Zach Watson with runner at second and only 1 out. First pitch is a slider that misses away. Count starts out at 1-0. Watson walked and scored in the 4th inning. He was the first batter that Peguero faced. Peguero only gave him 1 pitch in the zone in that PA. Here's the 1-0. Misses high. Count goes to 2-0. This season for Watson, 5 for 17 with runners in scoring position. 5 for 18, though, after he flew out to center field back in the 2nd when there was a runner in second. 2-0. Misses inside. Count goes to 3-0. This has just been a tough day at the zone for Harrisburg. Runner at second, one away, the 3-0. Watson takes in for ball 4. So a 4-pitch walk, the third of the day for Peguero, 8th of the day for the Senators. And runners are at first and second now, still with only one out, and Hudson Haskin digging into the box. Brian Gonzalez, left-hander loosening. He's one of the best arms in the pen for the Senators. 193 average in 6 appearances, 9 1/3 innings, 12 strikeouts. Here's Haskin, 0 for 1 day with a sacrifice bunt, a walk, and a run scored. First pitch. Misses down and away. Slider starts to count out at 1-0. Haskin has hits in 4 of his last 5 games coming into this one. And again, still leads the team with that 345 average. But the power numbers have taken a bit of a regress to the mean. As we wait on the 1-0 pitch, here it is. Haskin watches it for a called strike. That slider didn't break as much. The count goes to 2-0. Because remember, he had 3 doubles on opening day, but only 2 since. And then he had 3 home runs on the 3rd game of the season. That was the Sunday, and he only has 1 since. And that was against a position player. Here's the 1-1. Check swing, pitch down and in. They appeal, he didn't go. Count goes to 2 balls and a strike on Haskin. First and second here with still only 1 out in the bottom of the 5th. Bowie has plated 2 runs in the 3rd, 3 in the 4th, 1 here in the 5th, and they lead 6-0. Here's the 2-1. Haskin thought about it, but it's called a strike anyway. Bottom half of the zone, so the count evens. And again, such a selfless act for him to come up in the last inning. Sacrifice a bunt immediately with 2 runners aboard and nobody out. And it paid off because both of those runners scored. Granted, they probably would have scored anyway because Gunnar Henderson did double later in the frame. But you still don't know the outcomes until they've actually came. Here's the 2-2. Haskin watches it all the way for a called strike 3. Thought it would be the slider, but it was the fastball, and Haskin is retired on strikes. That's just the first strikeout for Francis Peguero today. 3rd overall for Harrisburg pitching. And now here's Adley Rutschman. I'm just tempted to sing the song every time he steps up. I literally listened to it in the car this morning. It's such a well-chosen walk-up song. Rutschman had a 2 RBI single in the 4th. He digs in with 2 on here. First pitch misses down. Count starts out at 1-0. It's a 1 for 2 day for Adley. He's already scored a run, scored 3 times in just his 1+ game since joining Bowie yesterday afternoon. Peguero sets, fires the 1-0. Rutschman takes it in. That one buckled him a little bit, but it's called for a ball easily. Count goes to 2-0. Already a run across in this inning. RBI double by Maverick Hanley as the 2-0 is driven high and deep out to center field. Dunn has his back turned to the infield. He reaches up at the warning track and brings it down. 393 feet away from home plate. Adley just needed a few more inches, and that would have been a 3-run home run. But it's a flyout, and the inning comes to a close. The Baysox do get a run across in the frame, though, thanks to Maverick Hanley's RBI double. As we go to the 6th here at Prince George's Stadium, Bowie leads 6-0. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
Sky Shooter Displays by ZY Pyrotechnics will be lighting up the sky with top-of-the-line fireworks shows following Baysox games all season long. We will give you the best bang for your buck. Sky Shooter Displays include traditional shows, true pyro musicals, custom choreographed plays, and much more. The night sky is truly limitless, so don't be shy. Give ZY a try. Find out more by calling us at 570-328-1361 or visit us online, zypyrotechnics.com.
It's not baseball season without fireworks, and you can always count on the biggest and best at Prince George's Stadium. There's no better way to cap off a fun evening at the ballpark than a spectacular fireworks show. And the Baysox have got you covered this season with 16 different shows to choose from. So get your tickets now at Baysox.com. There's plenty to catch in the month of May with fireworks every home Saturday. Hope to see you there.
Proud to partner with the Bowie Baysox and provide their pest control services. For all your residential and commercial pest control needs, call Pest Now. For general pest control, termite control, mosquito control, and all other pest control services, call Pest Now. You can reach us at 301-231-8300 or visit us online at www.pestnow.com.
We move to the 6th inning here at Prince George's Stadium as Bowie leads 6-0. Drew Rahm comes out for the next inning as he fires a first pitch ball away to the leadoff man, Jackson Flores. Third trip through the order for the Senators, and the first time this season that Rahm is extending into the 6th inning. Here's the next pitch. Breaking ball called a strike on the bottom edge of the zone. Count goes even at a ball and a strike. Sheldon Perkins up and moving in the bullpen for the Baysox. Got to imagine he'll come out in the middle of this inning as the 1-1 is bounced slowly toward the gap in center, and it sneaks through for a base hit. They were playing him heavily to pull, so Joey Ortiz had a very long way to run to try and pull that one down, and it was just well out of his reach. Nothing troubling about that one, just a leadoff single for Jackson Flores. So he's responsible for 2 of the 3 Harrisburg hits today, as Jake Alou will step into the batter's box now, riding an 0-for-2 day with 2 strikeouts. Rahm has really danced with Alou well. Lefty that's just smacked his fellow lefties around this season, and Rahm hasn't been scared. First pitch misses just away. Curveball starts to count out at 1-0. I will say, though, the velo is dipping a little as the day has progressed for Rahm. He is already up to 72 pitches, which is going to be a season's high in a couple of seconds, as the 1-0 is called a strike on the outer edge, 1-1. Season's high was 74. That was in the 5 scoreless innings against Binghamton. Bowie leads 6-0 here in the top of the 6th inning. 5 hits for the Baysox, 3 for Harrisburg. Rahm stares at Flores, fires the 1-1, and it's knuckled foul off of the hands and behind the screen. Count goes to a ball and 2 strikes now. So the next offering will be a new season's high for Rahm. And we can look to his career high for pitches thrown. That was 99 all the way back in 2019 when he was pitching with Delmarva at that time. Here's the 1-2. This one driven high and deep to left, but not deep enough. Fontana initially thought he'd be sprinting back, but only steps back about 10-15 feet. He brings it down, and there's one out in the frame as Wilson Garcia will step in. Will we get the switch now? No, Kyle Moore looks to be dead set, rested on that upper railing. And Garcia will dig in, riding an 0-for-2 day. Rahm has held 2 through 8 dead silent today in the lineup for Harrisburg. First pitch home. Garcia watches the curveball hit the middle of the zone for a called strike. It's 0-1. Again, the only base hits have come out of the 1 hole and the 9 hole for the Senators. And Rahm has already worked his longest outing of the season, and he's kept it scoreless. Here's the 0-1. Swinging a piece in on the hands, and it rolls over to the left side of foul ground. Count goes to 0-2. So barring some very quick action from Harrisburg, they'd have to do a lot of damage very quickly, almost before anyone could even get Drew Rahm out of the game. He's going to be in line for a win today. Would be his first since the 14th of April. As he fires the 0-2, it's swung on in a Baltimore chop over to second. Picked by the second baseman, backhanded to try and throw to second, but it's not in time. Joey Ortiz wasn't covering. Greg Cullen tried to underhand it a little backwards to Ortiz, but Ortiz, again, just wasn't covering. He didn't expect Cullen to try that, and when it happened, Ortiz had to sprint to second, and he didn't get there in time. So everyone's safe. I didn't hear how that was called. I think that would go down as a fielder's choice, but everyone is still safe. It puts runners at first and second, and there's still only 1 out. as KJ Harrison will step into the box. 250 average with runners in scoring position this season, and the first pitch home to him is called a strike. Bottom edge of the zone, it's 0-1. But with the right-hander heavy mix coming up right now for Harrisburg, it seems fine to leave Rahm out for at least a couple of more batters, especially guys that he's been holding quiet today. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Swinging a liner over towards second, and it's off the glove of Cullen on a hop. Trickles into shallow center field where Cullen retrieves it. So Harrison is aboard. It was a single for Garcia straight up. And this one could go either way. It's probably going to go down as a single. It was a well-struck ball, well enough. And it's going to lead to a switch, whatever the case. So Harrison is given a hit as well. So 3 singles here in this frame, 2 of them to the second baseman. And with the bases loaded and still only 1 out, Bowie will make the pitching change. Shelton Perkins in to hurl for the Baysox. We'll tell you more about him in just a second. Bowie leads 6-0 here in the top of the 6th. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
Hey kids, the Baysox Futures Club is the best way to be a fan of the Baysox, and it's completely free for kids ages 3 through 12. Futures Club members get access to special members-only events, discount ticket offers, and free gifts for just signing up. Parents, head over to Baysox.com to sign up your kids, so don't miss out on all the promotions and giveaways at Prince George's Stadium this season and next. The Baysox Futures Club. Sign up now at Baysox.com.
At DCA Imaging Systems, we provide a tenured team of office technology professionals ready to be your trusted advisors. From document creation, output devices, scanning and workflow, to document security and storage, we understand people print, not printers. Give DCA Imaging a call, 301-577-1021, or find out more about how we can help you. DCAimaging.com. DCA Imaging Systems, office technology made easy.
We're here in the top of the 6th at Prince George's Stadium. Bowie still leading 6-0, but Harrisburg threatening to really take a big chunk out of that lead as the Baysox make a pitching change here with the bases loaded and only 1 out. Shelton Perkins takes over. He'll face off against Dondre Hubbard. The line on Drew Rahm, not final, as all 3 runners belong to him, but he is in line for the win no matter what happens with the runners aboard. I'll tell you more about his final line in a second as Perkins comes set for the first offering to Hubbard. It's on its way, and it's swung on and missed for strike 1. Got him with a tailing breaking ball down and away. 0-1 to start. First plate appearance of the season for Hubbard with the bases loaded. This is still just his 3rd game of the year. 3 singles to load him up for the Senators. Leadoff single for Flores. As the next is crushed up the third base line toward the corner. It's falling in quickly, and it just hooks foul. That was a loud smack, but actually not too hard hit. I think it might have been a bit of a crack. That's why it was so loud. As Hubbard is headed back to the dugout, he'll get a new piece of lumber. Yeah, he needs a new bat. So I heard the crack. I thought it was a smashed grand slam, and it turned out to just be a weakly hit foul ball. Well, these things happen. The line on Rahm right now, it could change. 5 1/3 innings, the longest of the season for him. He gave up 5 hits. So far, no runs, but it could go all the way up to 3. He struck out 6, did not walk anyone, didn't give up any home runs. But again, he's responsible for all 3 runners aboard as Shelton Perkins deals. Here's the 0-2 pitch to Hubbard. Fouled off. Went with the breaking ball high, and Hubbard just got a piece as it goes over the screen. Count stays. Perkins, a 5'10", 215-pound right-hander, taken in the 16th round of the 2019 draft from James Madison. 0-1 record this season, 5 1/3 innings. He's given up 4 earned runs, 7 walks, 5 strikeouts. Here's the 2-1. Down and away a slider, smothered by Handley, and the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. Perkins is coming off of a very good outing against Richmond. He took the final of the 8th inning After Bowie was having a tough time working with Ryan Conroy, he gave up 4 runs while only collecting 1 out. Perkins came in and collected 2 quick outs to strand a couple of base runners and work scoreless. Bowie still lost that game, though. It's part of their current skid. Here's the 1-2. Slider misses down and away again. Hubbard laid off of it. He thought about going, but only flinched more than anything, and the count goes even at 2. But over his last 4 outings, Perkins has actually been relatively strong. Has gone 4 1/3 total innings, giving up 1 unearned run and 2 hits with 4 strikeouts. Here's the next. This one ripped again up the third base line, but much more foul this time. It'll ricochet off of the ceiling of the Harrisburg clubhouse, and the count holds even at 2. Hubbard has been getting a good barrel, it feels, on a couple of these. That one was 103 miles an hour off of the bat on an 89-mile-an-hour changeup in from Perkins. Bases still loaded, still 1 out. The 2-2 pitch is down and away, gets past Hanley. A run is going to score. Down from third, Flores. Shutout is broken on the wild pitch. That run charged to Rom as the back 2 runners also advance. And that changes things up in an unfortunate way because it takes away the force at all available bases. Now the only force is at first. Takes away the potential of a double play to have gotten you out of the inning. And it still keeps runners in scoring position. Here's the 3-2. Slider misses away, and the bases are loaded again. So in all essence, it would have been the same whether the pitch had been wild or not. If he still walked Hubbard, it just would have given Hubbard an RBI. So Hubbard doesn't get the RBI. He misses out on that chance as Perkins walks his first batter. And that's the first walk given up by Bowie all game. Here's Justin Connell. First pitch is a slider, misses away. Count starts out at 1-0. That's the first time all season that Perkins has walked the first batter he's faced. Only once this year, as the first batter he's faced reached safely. This is the second time. Here's the 1-0. Swing and maybe a piece, but into the mid of the catcher, and the count goes even at a ball and a strike. Connell on the day 0 for 2, struck out looking in the 4th. Grounded out to third base in the 2nd. Bases loaded, still only 1 out here in the top of the 6th inning. Harrisburg on the board, but Bowie leads 6-1, 1-1. Misses inside the changeup. Count goes to 2-1. It's definitely different right now, the way Perkins is dealing compared to the way that Rom was dealing. He's not attacking as quickly. But again, we are on the 3rd trip through the order, as Maverick Hanley calls for time. Guys might be more quick to attack when they anticipate something coming in the zone early. You usually see that, especially later in games. So Perkins may have to dance a little bit, but he really needs a quick out here. Here's the 2-1. Called a strike. Lower outside corner, maybe a bit wide, but Perkins will take it. Count evens. Inning started with a single up the middle by Jackson Flores, a fly out to left field by Jake Alou, and then back-to-back singles to second base, one from Garcia, one from Harrison, to load the bases and knock Rom out of the game. Here's the 2-2. Slider misses down and away, and the count fills here on Connell. Back-to-back full counts given up by Shelton Perkins. Connell is 0 for 3 this season with the bases loaded. He struck out twice. He's 0 for 7 on full counts with 6 strikeouts and just 2 walks. So big chance here for Perkins. Don't dance around it. The payoff. Down low, ball 4. So back-to-back walks out of the bullpen for Shelton Perkins. That one drives in a run as Connell picks up his 13th RBI. The bases are still loaded, and that's going to lead to a mound visit from pitching coach Josh Conway. Fans Care is around the corner at Patient First. Urgent care that's open 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day of the year. Every Patient First has on-site labs, x-rays, and prescription drugs. Patient First, the name fits. The series continues tomorrow at 11:05, so that means a 10:45 pregame show. As Bowie has an arm warming in their bullpen quickly. It looks to be Morgan McSweeney. After tomorrow's game, Bowie's got, they've had varied game times pretty much all week. After tomorrow, they play at 7:05 on Friday, 6:35 on Saturday for a fireworks show, and then 1:05 for Mother's Day on Sunday. Then a 2-week homestand coming up later in the month, the 17th through the 29th, when Hartford and Erie come to town. Should be a very busy week at the ballpark, very busy couple of weeks. There's a bobblehead giveaway, of course, the usual Baysox Live Happy Hour, Wolf Wednesday, the Military Appreciation Night that you usually see every week, and then, of course, the Fiesta de Mayo. Here's Gilbert Lara. First pitch misses down, and the count starts out at 1-0. That Fiesta de Mayo is Sunday, May 22nd. Very fun time there, sponsored by Chesapeake Employers Insurance. Bases still loaded, a 1-0 count on Lara. The pitch home. Misses where? Up and inside. Somehow, that should have been called a strike, as Lara got away with that one. You watch that on the TrackMan, and that should have been a strike. Lara is 0 for 2 on the day. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Swinging a piece. He just nicks it over to the left side, and the count goes to 2-1. Hanley stuttered, stared over at the dugout, and pretty much the entire infield was just frozen at that pitch being called a ball. Here's the 2-1. Swing and a miss. Got him to chase on the slider down, and the count goes even at 2. Bases still loaded, still only 1 out. 3 singles to open the frame, knocking Rahm out of the game. Back-to-back walks by Sheldon Perkins, driving in 2 runs. Here's the 2-2. Swinging a liner up the third base line, but toward the Harrisburg bullpen and foul. Count stays even. It's Connell at first, Hubbard at second, and Harrison at third. Harrison is a runner still belonging to Drew Rahm. The other 2 are Perkins. The 2-2's on its way. Swing and a miss. He got him. Excellent recovery from Sheldon Perkins as Lara slams the bat in a bit of frustration. Not too hard, but you can tell he's doing it. And that's the first strikeout for Perkins at a crucial moment. 7th overall for Baysox pitching today. Now here's the catcher, Brady Lindsley. Lindsley is 1 for 2 this season with a single with the bases loaded. He's driven in 3 runs. First pitch, left-hander swings through it, change-up down. Count starts out at 0-1. Lindsley flew out to left field his last time up, grounded out to second base back in the 3rd inning. Wind out a little bit to left field would aid Lindsley. Left-hander goes the opposite way a lot. Here's the 0-1. Slider misses down and in, and the count evens at a ball and a strike. Already up to 22 pitches for Perkins so far today. Only threw 12 in his last outing. Here's the 1-1. Popped up foul behind home plate and out of play. Count goes to 1-2. So a big chance here for Perkins to get out of it and strand at least one of the 3 inherited runners. Perkins has gone long in some of his outings. Longest outing this season featured 33 pitches. That was against Binghamton. Here's the 1-2. Swinging a high drive out toward deep right field, toward the corner. If it's fair, it's gone, but it just pulls foul. Oh, boy, that was a close one. That would have been Lindsley's first grand slam of the season. I'm not sure how much that one went foul. But if Tripp Keiser isn't making much of an argument on it, then I imagine it was a real foul ball. Tripp's got a good eye for these things. He's been around in the Nationals organization for years and years. He's an excellent manager. And especially working at that third base line right now, he can see. Here's another 1-2. Lindsley crushes it again, this time fair out to right field, toward the corner. Watson hanging up on it. He leaps. He makes the catch. And the inning is over. I'm not sure if he took away a grand slam, but he got just about as close as you ever could. That was a toughie, and Watson, boy, he made it look easy. The inning is over. The bases are left loaded, and Bowie, they still lead by 4. Harrisburg does get on the board, but after 5.5 at Prince George's Stadium, the Baysox lead 6-2. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
A birthday bash with the Baysox is the best time at the ballpark. Bring your friends and family out to celebrate and be the star of the show. Dance on the dugout with Louie, play games in the stadium, introduce a batter in the game, and you'll even get to have the stadium sing for you. Baysox birthday parties, an unforgettable, one-of-a-kind experience at Prince George's Stadium. Book yours by calling 301-464-4880 or at baysox.com.
Are you interested in beginning or expanding on a career in the pipe fitting, pipe welding, or HVAC service industry? Are you interested in a career path that will set you up for life without experiencing any college debt? If you are interested in these things and you live in the DC area, the Steamfitters UA Local 602 Apprenticeship Program is the best choice for you. For more information about our apprenticeship program and how to apply, please visit steamfitters-602.org. That's steamfitters-602.org.
It takes time to get rich, flavorful coffee beans from the lush mountain regions of Colombia and Brazil to Royal Farms. But less than a minute to get yourself a delicious hot cup of the finest and freshest coffee in the world. Because Royal Farms' new Swiss-made coffee machines grind those rich, flavorful coffee beans and brew them one magnificent cup at a time. It's why Royal Farms makes the freshest and best coffee in the world. Real fresh, real fast. Royal Farms.
Bottom of the sixth inning here in Bowie as the Baysox still lead by 4. New pitcher steps to the mound for Harrisburg. Brian Gonzalez takes over, second reliever out of the pen today for the Senators. Left-hander will face off against 3 lefties to start. Gunnar Henderson, Greg Cullen, then J.D. Mundy. First pitch home to Henderson is called a strike, outer edge. It's 0-1 to open. It's another perfect day at the plate for Henderson so far. Does include a hit by pitch, but I mean, he reached safely, so it counts. He also singled and scored in the third, doubled in the fourth, and was left stranded at third base. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Henderson grounds it over to the right side and into right field for a base hit. 3-hit day for Gunnar Henderson. If he keeps up this pace, he's not going to be here for too much longer. It's been such an incredible turn for Henderson, too. He had a bit of a slow start to the year in terms of drawing in the power. He's compensated by making better contact and reading the zone well, and he's reached safely in every single game this season. He didn't really get a good chance to settle in with Bowie in 2021. He only appeared in 5 games, but now he looks right at home. Here's Greg Cullen. Another lefty-on-lefty matchup as Cullen is 0 for 1 in the day. First pitch home to him is a breaking ball. Curve hits the lower outside corner for a called strike. It's 0-1. Again, Brian Gonzalez, the new pitcher on the mound for Harrisburg. Francis Paguero's day is done. He takes a no decision, but after 2 innings, he gives up 3 hits and 3 runs all earned. 1 strikeout, 3 walks. Here's the 0-1. Cullen checks his swing. It's called a strike anyway on the lower outside corner. Count to 0-2. Brian Gonzalez is a 6'3", 230-pound left-hander, 26 years old, from Miramar, Florida. Minor league free agent picked up this most recent January. Here's the 0-2. Check swing high, a fastball. Cullen laid off, and the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. On the season for the Senators, Gonzalez has pitched well. This is his 7th appearance. 9 1/3 innings. He's worked just a 1.93 ERA with 12 strikeouts and 3 walks. Here's the 1-2. Cullen pops it the other way. This one will get out of play, though. And the count stays. Again, first game back for Cullen after starting the season on the Bowie roster but on the injured list. He missed significant time in 2021 because of May. All of May and then all of August. Played a little bit in September and was on the Mesa Solar Sox team that won the Arizona Fall League Championship. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Smoked foul again. Third base side. Count stays. Unfortunately, Cullen wasn't here. He was, I believe, with Delmarva when they presented all the affiliate players with their championship rings from the Arizona Fall League. There were a couple of players on the Bowie roster, I believe. Logan Gillespie, Connor Loprich among them. Gillespie transferred up to AAA earlier this series. 1-2, runner goes, pitch down and away for a ball. Throw to second is wide, and Henderson slides in with the steal. 7th stolen base of the season for Henderson. He's a perfect 7 for 7, and that's the first of the day, I believe the first of the series for Bowie. So Brady Lindsley is now allowed 4 stolen bases in 7 total attempts. And Bowie gets a runner in scoring position now with nobody out. Count evens at 2 after that last pitch to Cullen. They play him to pull, and the left side of the infield plays in a little bit, but with a wide gap on the 5-hole. 2-2. Down and away, the slider. The count goes full. So Cullen with Bowie last season played just 24 games with the Baysox. 10 with Delmarva. He only appeared in 38 total games in 2021. A .259 average. Did have 3 home runs and 10 runs driven in, though. And an auto ball called as Gonzalez did not get set in time. He looked back Henderson too often. And that was on a full count, so Cullen gets the walk. And I saw that viral video go around. It was from another AA game. I think it was Midland in the Texas League, of something similar, a full count leading to an auto strike 3. It was a batter this time. And baseball purists were denouncing it vehemently. As J.D. Mundy steps in, the first pitch home to him misses high. Count starts out 1-0. And I say this as someone who works in baseball, and I know people who work in baseball too have the differing viewpoints on it, but a lot of the times I feel like it's former players that are making those views. The 1-0. Slider misses down and away. Count goes to 2-0. And I get that, but from the player's perspective, they're obviously locked in a lot of cases the entire game, so they might not notice the passage of time. Everyone else is trying to take this in as a form of entertainment. Here's the 2-0. This one smoked into deep center field. Dunn running back on it a long ways. He hops up and makes the catch over the shoulder. Henderson scampers back to second to tag. He rushes over to third base and slides in safely. But what a play by Jack Dunn in center field. He showed some incredible range out there today. Takes away what was probably going to be an extra base hit for J.D. Mundy. But Bowie does get the lead runner a bit closer. Now to third base with still only 1 out. Here's Shane Fontana. Yeah, so to finish up my point, the point of these is for the fan. It's for the sake of the fan, because there's no game if there's no fans. And if the fans are getting bored with the time of the game, then what's the point? First pitch to Fontana. Slider misses away. Count starts out at 1-0. So that's just my take. It all started from Cullen drawing that auto ball 4 a couple of batters ago. This is a good and needed change for a lot of reasons. Runners at the corners, 1 away. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Fontana swings through it. Fastball away, and the count goes even at 1. Good day at the plate for Fontana. He's reached safely every trip. Hit into a fielder's choice in the second, got to second base. Drove in a run with a single in the third, walked and scored in the 5th. Gonzalez kicks and fires the 1-1. Fontana checks his swing on the slider away. He pulled back in time. Count goes to 2 balls and a strike here. Again, this game, too, this game has stretched on longer than most necessarily should, as we already are at the 2-hour mark and only in the bottom of the 6th. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Curveball hangs just a bit too low, and the count goes to 3-1 on Fontana. But that's partly because just the insane amount of pitches outside of the zone today from Harrisburg. They've already walked 8 batters, 9 batters, check that. It's already a 3-1 count on Fontana. Here's the next pitch. Make it 10 walks. He takes ball 4 high. So the bases loaded on the second walk of the inning for Gonzalez. And in steps Joey Ortiz. You want to talk about a slump buster, this would be perfect for it. Here's Justin Lord out to have a chat with his hurler. We've got the time. I know there's at least one game in action in the Orioles organization right now. Delmarva They had another 12:05 start. They're in Columbus right now. No, Columbia. Getting some of those names mixed up. In the South Atlantic League. Or that's the Carolina League right now, too. Oh, my goodness. These are always going to confuse me because Delmarva and Columbia were both South Atlantic League teams in 2019, and when they were both low A. And now they're Carolina League teams, while the South Atlantic League team is high A, but the Carolina League is now low A when the Carolina League used to be high A. Whatever the case, Delmarva's ahead of Columbia 4-1 after 6.5. They're stretching. It was 1-0 Columbia, but Delmarva played at 3 in the 6, so they're ahead. Aberdeen, in their 16-5 record, continue their series with Brooklyn later today at 7:05. And then it's 7:35 over in Nashville, where AAA Norfolk will get going against the Sounds. Here's Joey Ortiz with the bases loaded and 1 out. First pitch. Changeup hits the inside edge for a called strike. It's 0-1. Inning started with a single by Gunnar Henderson. Hit it to the right side. A walk by Greg Cullen, a flyout by J.D. Mundy, and a walk by Shane Fontana. 0-1. Misses in to Joey Ortiz. Count goes even at a ball and a strike. Wouldn't it be just a fun piece of parallel if Bowie walks in a run or two just after Shelton Perkins walked in essentially 2 runs in the top of the 6th. Next pitch. Bounced up toward the right side. A little flare, actually, falling in quickly, and it's down for a base hit. Station to station, no, trying to score a second run from second is Cullen. He didn't stop around third base, and he slides in to score. I'm not sure he got the green light from Kyle Moore there, as Moore didn't look too excited about the play, but it's a 2 RBI single by Joey Ortiz, and the Baysox extend their lead back to 6 runs. It's 8-2. Good situational awareness by Cullen, but it was close. If Lindsley had fielded the ball cleanly on the reception and made the tag, I'm not sure. That could have been an out. Here's the first pitch to Maverick Handley, called for a strike, outer edge, and the count starts out at 0-1. So Ortiz breaks out of that 3-game hitless skid with the 2 RBI single. He's got 11 on the season. Here's the 0-1 to Handley. It's up and in for a ball, 1-1. It's still first and second with only 1 out. 2 singles and 2 walks in this frame as Handley's riding a 1-for-2 day with an RBI double and a run scored, 1-1. Bounced up the third baseline. That's a fair ball, backhanded by Alou. He goes to second for 1. And Handley wasn't out of the box. He didn't go. He thought it was a foul ball. They throw to first, and he's out. That's a double play as Handley thought it was a foul. I think he's saying it hit off of him. But Kyle Moore, I'm not sure he was following that one in the same way that Handley was. There's not going to be any real argument on this. It's a simple 5-4-3. So the inning is over. The Baysox do plate 2 more runs, however, thanks to Joey Ortiz's 2 RBI single. We go to the 7th here at Prince George's Stadium, and Bowie leads 8-2.
When your commercial plumbing project calls for a job done safely and on time, then your job calls for the plumbers of Local 5 Washington, D.C. Local 5 will always deliver the most skilled and well-trained plumbing craftsmen in the DMV. If you're a contractor who needs safe jobs done well, you need the plumbers of Local 5 Washington, D.C. Start your partnership with them today. Visit local5plumbers.org. That's local5plumbers.org.
Nitro Circus is back with an all-new tour coming to Prince George's Stadium on Sunday, June 5th. Fueled by new athletes, new tricks, and the craziest contraptions, the Good, Bad, and Rad Tour presented by A-Shock marries the sketchy, scary, and cringe-worthy dangers of big air action sports to the hilarious comedy of Nitro's lunatic daredevils who risk their lives to send it. Bowie, it's going down at Prince George's Stadium on Sunday, June 5th. Tickets as low as $35 are on sale now at Baysox.com. Be sure to get to the ballpark on Friday, June 17th for a jam-packed night of promotions and fun at Prince George's Stadium. It all starts with fireworks presented by DCA Imaging Systems. It's our mother and son night out with special ticket packages available at BaysoxShop.com. And most importantly, it's the Scouts BSA Campout. When you purchase a special ticket, you and your scout can camp out in the outfield at Prince George's Stadium after the game. It all happens on Friday, June 17th, so find out more and get your tickets now at Baysox.com.
We're on to the 7th inning here at Prince George's Stadium as Bowie's increase their lead back to 6 runs. Matt Sabatis with you as the Baysox send a new pitcher out to the mound for the next half inning. It's Morgan McSweeney. He'll face off with the number 9 batter, Jack Dunn, to start, and the first pitch misses down and away for a ball. It's Jensen Elliott, rather, not Morgan McSweeney. Here's the next. Misses, called a strike, down and away. And the count goes even at a ball and a strike. Here's the next offering from Elliott. Swing and just a piece into the mid of the catcher. Count goes to 1-2. Baysox ahead 8-2 here in the top of the 7th inning as Elliott comes in. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Swing and just a piece. Dunn held on for just a sliver of that one. Just got a little nub of it to stay alive and stick around for another offering. So Elliott in. We'll tell you more about him in just a couple of seconds as he replaces Shelton Perkins. Here's the next. Check swing. Pitch misses down and away. And the count goes even here. Bases empty, nobody out in the top of the 7th inning. Baysox ahead 8-2. There's a right-hander warming in the Harrisburg pen, too, so they might make another change. The 2-2 bounced slowly. A high chop over toward third. Barehanded by Henderson. Sent to first perfectly, but late. He's a little frustrated, but I mean, athletically, that was a perfect play. He cut it close, but, again, just a little bit off time. So it goes back to the top of the lineup now, and Jackson Flores, who's 2 for 3 on the day, singled and scored in the 6th inning. That helped knock Drew Rahm out of the game, but he's still in line for a win. As the first pitch home is a slider called a strike, down and away. It's 0-1. So let's play catch-up here. Close the line on Shelton Perkins. 2/3 of an inning, no hits, no runs. Struck out a batter and walked 2. Inherited 3 runners, allowed 2 to score. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Flores bounces it up the middle toward Cullen at second. He picks, underhands to second, spin by Ortiz, and sent to first for the out. What a double play! 4-6-3 with a little bit of flair to it, and the leadoff single is retired. That's what Greg Cullen has been trying to do all day. He had a couple of good looks at some turns to second base and just couldn't make it happen. But that one had a little bit of help from Joey Ortiz. Perfectly executed. 4-6-3 the way it goes, 2 gone. First pitch here to Jake Alou is bounced off of first base and in the right field corner for a base hit. Alou will scamper into second base standing. His 6th double of the season comes here with 2 outs. And a runner into scoring position for Harrisburg now here in the 7th. So we got to tell you about Jensen Elliott because he comes in here for his AA debut, a little important for him. 6'6", 231-pound right-hander drafted in the 19th round of the 2019 draft from Oklahoma State. And now with a runner at second, and this being Elliott's first AA game considering he just got here probably this morning, last night. They want to make sure the signs are okay, so Maverick Hanley steps out to have a chat. He made 4 appearances with High A Aberdeen. In 12 innings, he'd given up just 4 earned runs, walked only 1, and struck out 12 batters. He faces switch hitter Wilson Garcia here with runner at second, 2 away. First pitch. He reaches for it and pokes it over to first, picked on a couple of bounces by J.D. Mundy. And now they're saying Maverick Hanley interfered on the swing of Garcia, so he's given first base. So an E2 on Hanley. That's his 2nd error of the season. But it does keep Jake Alou at second. He was ready to go to third base. That would have ended the inning, but still. Now there's a force available at second if K.J. Harrison goes up the middle, which he is pretty liable to do, 32% of the time. First pitch, swing and a miss, chases on the slider down and away. It's 0-1. Elliott had most of his appearances last season with Loe Delmarva, but missed most of June with an injury, had a short rehab stint in the complex. But most of the year he's with Delmarva, went 4-1 with a 4.37 ERA with 34 strikeouts and 9 walks in 45 1/3 innings. Next pitch to K.J. Harrison, misses down and away, and the count goes even at a ball and a strike. First and second, 2 away here in the top of the 7th. Next pitch, slider misses away, and the count goes to 2-1 on Harrison. Mentioned it, Elliott, a product of Oklahoma State. While he was there for 4 seasons, he only pitched mostly in 2 of them because of Tommy John surgery. The 2-1 bounced up the middle. It's picked by Cullen. He thought about underhanding it, takes it to the bag himself, and gets it there in time. Oh, that was actually a little too close for comfort. But the 4 unassisted retires the runner Garcia and ends the inning. We're on to the bottom of the 7th. We stretch here at Prince George's Stadium, and the Baysox lead 8-2. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
Get your gear and memorabilia from your favorite Baysox players and future stars of the Baltimore Orioles at the Tackle Box Team Store. Jerseys, hats, autographed bats, and balls, all at great prices. Located right at the main gate at Prince George's Stadium and online at BaysoxShop.com, the Tackle Box is the only place to get the best Baysox gear for you and your favorite fan. It's the Tackle Box at Prince George's Stadium and at BaysoxShop.com.
Baseball is a game of specialists. Base stealers, closers, cleanup hitters. Together, they help their team stand out from the rest. Specialists also help set Chesapeake Employers Insurance apart from other workers' compensation insurance companies. Our health services team includes orthopedic surgeons, nurse case managers, a physical therapist, and more, all to get your employee back to work, contain costs, and keep premiums down. That's teamwork. To learn more, connect with your agent or visit Chesapeake Employers at CEIWC.com.
On the Green Incorporated is your lawn care team, providing professional organic-based lawn care programs for residential and commercial lawns. Our lawn care programs provide ballpark quality results. Each service is custom tailored with guaranteed results for even the toughest lawns. On the Green also offers outdoor pest control services. Mosquitoes, ants, ticks, and more. Safely and effectively control insects and enjoy the outdoors this summer with On the Green Incorporated. Go to onthegreeninc.com.
Bottom of the 7th here at Prince George's Stadium as Bowie leads 8-2. Zach Watson will be the first batter of the inning. The number 9 batter, though, faces off against the new pitcher out of the bullpen. Dakota Clemmer takes over.
Today's attendance, 1,084.
First pitch is fouled off to the right side. It's 0-1 to start. Line on Brian Gonzalez is final. He tosses one inning, gives up a pair of runs on a pair of hits. Next pitch, Watson watches down, and the count evens at 1. So 1 full inning for Gonzalez, 2 hits, 2 runs, both earned. He didn't strike anyone out, walked 2, did not give up a home run. Here's the next. Watson watches pitch up and in. Count goes to 2 balls and a strike. Clemmer, a familiar name around these parts, pitched in the Cleveland organization for quite some time. Do recall him working with Akron a little bit last season. Here's the 2-1. Watson fouls it off, just a piece rolled over to the left side, and the count evens. Bases empty, nobody out here in the bottom of the 7th inning as Bowie leads 8-2. 7 hits for each side. The Baysox have committed 2 errors. Wind pushing in a little bit, very softly from left. 2-2, misses up and away, and the count goes full here on Watson. First full count he's drawn this season, but each of his last 3 plate appearances have gone to 3-ball counts. Clemmer sets, fires the payoff, and it's grounded slowly foul as Watson just hung on for a slider down. Count stays. Clemmer on the season, 5 appearances for the Senators coming into this one. 6 2/3 innings, an ERA of 6.75. 7 strikeouts, 9 walks. That's the troublesome number. Watson's back in, and another payoff is driven high and deep out to the left center field gap. Hubbard running back on it a long way. He closes the gap, though, and hauls it in down by the waist. That one was a tough one to read, it seems like. But Hubbard makes the play and records the out. So now back to the top of the lineup in Hudson Haskin. First pitch home to Haskin, misses down, and the count starts out at 1-0. Haskin's 0 for 2 on the day. And a sacrifice bunt, drew a walk, and he crushes one out to the left center field gap again, this time in for a base hit. It's picked up by Hubbard and sent back into the infield with gusto. Haskin had a hard round of first base and had to slide back in just to make sure that he didn't get tagged up. But he gets another base hit, extends his hit streak to back-to-back games now, and 5 of his last 6. Now it turns to Rutschman. One for 3 day for him. 2 RBI single with a run scored in the 4th. He flew out to center field his last time up. First pitch home from Clemmer. Misses away, and the count starts out at 1-0. Again, Bowie ahead 8-2 here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Runner at first with only 1 out here in the frame. Here's the next. Rutschman watches slider called strike inner edge, and the count evens. Here's the 1-1. Rutschman rips it foul. Look out in the dugout. I think Brandon Becker, the hitting coach, might have taken one. If he's got anything, it'd be a bruise on his back. Some good reaction time there, and you've got to watch it when Rutschman's in the box. He's been batting lefty all day today, as he'll dig back in for a 1-2 offering. Here's the next. Bounce the other way, up the third base line, a base hit toward the corner. Stops in the bullpen for Harrisburg as it bounces around. Hudson Haskin is held up there as Adley Rutschman picks up his 2nd double of the season with Bowie, puts 2 into scoring position for the Baysox on a multi-hit day. Rutschman's first multi-hit day of the year. He did reach twice yesterday. He's reached 3 times today. And now here's Gunnar Henderson riding a perfect day at the plate. Second and third with only 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Bowie already ahead by 6. Henderson singled and scored his last time up. Also stole a base. Infield on the grass to try and go for home as the first pitch is popped up on the infield. Foul ground right side now. Lindsley sheds the mask, and the wind just teeters it a little bit over the netting, about 3 rows deep. So now it starts out 0-1. Henderson not the one to go down that easily, so he might be a little more patient now. Here's the 0-1. Misses away. Count goes to a ball and a strike. Zach Watson opened the frame with a deep fly out to left center. Hudson Haskins singled in that same direction. Adley Rutschman doubled up the third base line. 1-1. Swing and a miss. Henderson went chasing on a breaking ball up and in. Thought it might break a little bit more. It didn't. Clemmer could get a big strikeout here. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He got it. Henderson went chasing on a fastball away. Now check that, the curve, and that's the first strikeout for Clemmer. Only the 4th all day for Harrisburg pitching. Henderson has not been the strikeout candidate lately either. Last time he struck out was the series finale in Richmond. He went down twice in his last 2 plate appearances. Now here's Greg Cullen. 0 for 1 day, first pitch. Misses just wide. Count opens up at 1-0 on the left-hander. Again, this is the big lefty string for the Baysox lineup. You've got Rutschman, who switches and bats lefty. Then Henderson, Cullen, Mundy, Fontana, all left-handers. It's a gauntlet. Next pitch. Cullen watches away again, and the count goes to 2-0. So it makes it easier to follow along with how some of these pitchers do against left-handers to get you a gauge. And Clemmer is a little bit off against lefties. He does walk more right-handers, but gives up more hits to left-handers. 2-0. Up and in. Fastball doesn't locate, and the count goes to 3-0. Again, second and third on a pair of base hits, including a double by Adley Rutschman, his second hit of the day. The Baysox hoping to pile on a little bit more, make this lead as big as it can go. The 3-0 pitch. Cullen watches it middle. Didn't have the green line as the count goes to 3-1. He's worked now 3 3-ball counts today as well. Again, a big walk day for the Baysox too. 3-1. Cullen watches in the same spot for a called strike 2, so the count fills. Again, now with 2 outs after Henderson's strikeout, the infield plays at regular depth. On the pull side, they're playing him pretty deep, too. The payoff. Inside, ball 4. It was close. Clemmer stuck with a healthy diet of the breaking stuff for the last 3 offerings. He got the 2 called strikes on Cullen, but couldn't get the 3rd, and he loads the bases with the free pass. First walk given up by Clemmer. 11th overall for Harrisburg pitching. That ties a season's high for Bowie at the plate. Here's J.D. Mundy. First pitch home. Mundy watches a called strike. The curveball hits the lower outside corner. It's 0-1. Mundy has an 0 for 3 day in his mark. He got hit by a pitch in the second inning. That was that heavy slider from Richard Wash. The 0-1. He crushes it out to deep right center field. Connell looks up at the wall. This one bounces off the base of the wall. 1 run scores. 2 runs score. Cullen is held up at third, but it's a 2 RBI double for J.D. Mundy. A 10-2 ball game here at Prince George's Stadium. Mundy extends his hit streak to 5 consecutive games, and the Baysox break through for another pair here in the 7th inning. 4th double of the season for J.D. He's up to 7 RBIs now, and Shane Fontana can keep it going, as there's still 2 in scoring position. First pitch home. Fontana tried for it, but comes up with just a sliver. Fastball was a little bit down, and the count opens at 0-1. Fontana has reached safely all 4 trips to the plate, 2 walks, a run scored in the 5th. He drove in a run in the 3rd with a single. There's another arm up and moving in the pen. That's number 37, Danny DePico. Next pitch. Called a strike, bottom half, the fastball. Count goes to 0-2. Again, I called it a lefty gauntlet, and that's what it's been. It's just surprising that of all the batters, Gunnar Henderson is the one to strike out. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Fouled off left side, good crack, but the count stays. But again, you can't win them all. That's the way baseball is. Who had the saying? Was it, I don't think it was Joe DiMaggio. Was it Yastrzemski who said, even the best hitters fail 2/3 of the time? Here's the next pitch to Fontana. Called strike 3 on the lower outside corner, and the inning is over. The Baysox strand 2 in scoring position, but after they score 2 more. We're on to the 8th inning here at Prince George's Stadium. Bowie leads 10-2. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
If you own or operate a building or facility, or if you're a general contractor that is located or operates in the D.C. area, there is no doubt that it is important for you to have the best trained and most qualified people working for you. Members of Steamfitters UA Local 602 provide the highest level of HVAC, mechanical, and specialty piping services to the various customers we serve. For more information about the services we provide and for a list of companies you can hire, please visit steamfitters-602.org.
Baysox Youth Baseball Camps are back in 2022, and registration is open now. 3 sessions this summer led by Orioles Hall of Famer and former Rookie of the Year Al Bumbry, along with former Baysox outfielder Stephen Bumbry. Kids will take part in in-depth on-field instruction and go head-to-head in camp-wide games at Prince George's Stadium. All campers get a free Baysox hat and a ticket to a Baysox game of their choice. Space is limited, so head to BaysoxShop.com and reserve your spot at a Baysox Youth Baseball Camp today.
At DCA Imaging Systems, we provide a tenured team of office technology professionals ready to be your trusted advisors. From document creation, output devices, scanning and workflow, to document security and storage, we understand people print, not printers. Give DCA Imaging a call, 301-577-1021, or find out more about how we can help you. DCAimaging.com. DCA Imaging Systems, office technology made easy.
We're on to the 8th inning here at Prince George's Stadium as Bowie leads 10-2. Middle of the lineup due for Harrisburg as the first pitch home from Jensen Elliott misses away for a ball. It's 1-0 against Dondre Hubbard. Hubbard, Connell, and Lara due up in this frame. Combined an 0 for 6 today. 0 for 7, rather. Here's the 1-0. Line over to the right side, falling in quickly. Watson can't get there. It's in for a base hit. That one was dying as it hung up, and Watson tried to run it as if it was a line drive, but it turned into just be more of a flare. So a leadoff single for Hubbard, his first hit of the day. And now here's Justin Connell. Connell 0 for 3 today. He drew the bases-loaded walk off of Shelton Perkins in the 6th inning. He was left stranded at first base, though. Jensen Elliott still working on the mound for Bowie. He fires the first pitch home. It's a breaking ball, misses away. Count starts out at 1-0. 2 runs in the 3rd inning for Bowie, 3 in the 4th, 1 in the 5th, and then 2 in the 6th and 7th. A continued attack for the Baysox today to walk away with this one so far. Next pitch is a slider called for a strike outside edge. And the count goes even at 1. And Harrisburg has a right-hander still moving their bullpen. As the 1-1 comes in, slider misses away, and the count at 2-1. So I have to imagine it'll be Danny DePico going for what should be the last inning of Baysox offense, barring something drastic. It would have to be 8 runs from Harrisburg for Bowie to see a bottom of the 9th, the 2-1. Called a strike, bottom half, the slider again from Elliott. Count goes even at 2. Elliott, a fun story. He's got a big baseball family. Brother went to Oklahoma, and believe it or not, he's not the first of his family to pitch in the Eastern League this season. Here's the 2-2. Fastball misses away, and the count runs full here on Connell. This season, Connell 0 for 7, 6 strikeouts, 2 walks on full count offerings. Yeah, Jensen's brother, Jake, was drafted by the White Sox, but now he pitches in the Toronto system. I believe he's with Buffalo right now. The 3-2, spoiled foul right side toward the kids' park. Count holds. Pretty sure he's with Buffalo. It's AAA for Toronto. I feel like I do get the problem that when I see a name like Jake Elliott, my mind immediately goes to the hockey goalie. Here's the 3-2, swinging a slow roller over toward short. Picked by Ortiz at the shoelaces. Sends to Cullen for 1. The turn to first is just too slow. So the fielder's choice goes 6-4. Again, it was a very slow roller and well executed by Ortiz and Cullen on the throw and turn respectively, but just didn't have enough juice. So 6-4 on the choice. Connell replaces Hubbard at first base. And there's one gone. Here's the first pitch to Gilbert Lara. Count starts out at 1-0. Lara 0 for 3 on the day, struck out twice. Here's the next. Check swing, called a strike anyway. Top half on the fastball. Count goes even and a ball and a strike. Bowie ahead 10-2 here in the top of the 8th inning. They've only got 10 hits while Harrisburg has 8. It's a little bit of the plague that Bowie faced during the tail end of the Richmond series. Here's another over to first. It's picked, by J.D. Mundy. He realized he could go for 2 and threw it into left field. Trying to go for third is Connell. He gets there safely. Mundy should have just tapped on the bag. Mundy fielded it, realized he was about to go directly to first base, but had his brain catch up to him, as we all have from time to time. And when it caught up to him, he realized he should go to second for the force there. And as soon as he did, he threw it over Joey Ortiz. Now, Joey Ortiz might have seen what Mundy was initially doing and realized he wasn't going to go to second, so he didn't cover second base entirely, but Ortiz still threw it away. So now here's Brady Lindsley with runners at the corners and only 1 out when there should be 2. Lindsley is 0 for 3 on the day. Next pitch home, swing and a miss, chased on the curveball down, and the count starts at 1-1. Here's the next. This one driven high out toward left, but not too deep. Fontana curling around on it. This could score the run. Tagging from third. The throw comes in. It's on time, and they didn't get him. Tag was a little bit offline. Hanley had to cut it across his body as it was a little bit up first, and Connell was able to slide in safely. That was a close one. The sacrifice fly for Lindsley is his 5th RBI this season. And Fontana gave it a good zip. As I said, it was on time. And now with 2 outs, it's Jack Dunn. Harrisburg with the run across makes it a 10-3 ball game. But Bowie still ahead by 7. Plenty of breathing room. First pitch to Dunn, misses away. And the count starts out at 1-0. Dunn is 2 for 3 on the day, single to left field in the 3rd. Then to third base in the 7th was taken out on a double play, 1-0. Misses down and away, count goes to 2-0. So a good chance for Jensen Elliott here to get out of this one. At this point, that run would still be unearned, depending on how the rest of the inning goes. If he gets a quick out here, it would be unearned. Here's the 2-0. Hangs the curveball too far inside, and the count goes to 3-0 on Dunn. Here's the 3-0. Hits the slider inside edge just a bit, and the count goes to 3-1. Elliott has plenty of long work to his credit this season. He made a couple of spot starts last year as well while pitching with Delmarva, but his longest outing this year was 4 innings of scoreless ball, 3-1. Line the other way, falling in for a base hit, rolling all the way to the corner. Zach Watson digs it out near the bullpen, going from first to third Lara, into second base standing Dunn. His first double of the season comes here with 2 outs in the top of the 8th inning, as Harrisburg is making a little bit of noise, but Bowie still leads by 7. So now it goes back to the top of the lineup with well-hitting Jackson Flores, who's 2 for 4 on the day. He did hit into a double play in the 7th inning. It was the first time he's done that all year. But he does have a pair of singles and a run scored today. So righty on righty to get it going. Flores only 3 for 14 this season with runners in scoring position. First pitch grounded all the way over to short. Picked by Ortiz on the run. He gloves, charges, fires, got him. Inning over. 6-3 put out closes it, but a run does come across and inches Harrisburg just a moment closer. We go to the bottom of the 8th, though, here at Prince George's Stadium as Bowie leads 10-3. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
From bug bites to burns, fevers to flu, and bruises to broken bones, care is around the corner at Patient First. Walk in to see a doctor from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day of the year. Expert X-rays, lab tests, and prescription drugs are on site, and most major insurance plans are accepted. For routine illnesses and injuries, Patient First is here for you. Patient First, the name fits.
Patient First, proud partner of the Bowie Baysox, open 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day.
The best way to take in a Baysox game is with a group outing at Prince George's Stadium. Everything from entertaining clients to birthday parties and even fundraising opportunities for your team, the Baysox offer plenty of options for your group at unbeatable rates with plenty of options on suites, seats, and decks around the ballpark. Your group can eat their fill and have an unforgettable time. Find out more and schedule your group outing by calling 301-464-4880 or going to Baysox.com.
Pest Now is proud to partner with the Bowie Baysox and provide their pest control services. For all your residential and commercial pest control needs, call Pest Now. For general pest control, termite control, mosquito control, and all other pest control services, call Pest Now. You can reach us at 301-231-8300 or visit us online at www.pestnow.com.
Bottom of the 8th inning here in Bowie as the Baysox lead 10-2. Harrisburg digs into their bullpen for a fourth reliever. Danny DePico takes over on the mound for the Senators, another right-hander, as Bowie will send the bottom three in their lineup to the plate here in the 8th inning. It's Joey Ortiz to open up. He had a 2 RBI single in the 6th, breaking a 3-game hitless skid. First pitch hits him. Not sure if that got him directly on the hip, but it was close. And if it didn't get the hip, it got the thigh. Ortiz frustratedly walks over toward the dugout, tosses the bat onto the ground while he's kind of midway between the first baseline and the warning track of foul ground. He just wanted to get far away from the mound as he let his frustrations air out. So leadoff man aboard on the first pitch out of the pen from Danny DePico. Line is final on Dakota Clemmer. He tossed an inning, gave up 3 hits and 2 runs, both earned. He struck out 2 and walked 1. Both runs were driven in by J.D. Mundy's RBI double. Here's Maverick Handley. First pitch to him is a breaking ball high. Count starts out at 1-0. Tell you a little bit about DePico while we've got the chance. A 6'3", 205-pound, 28-year-old right-hander from Miami. Signed as a minor league free agent only about a week and a half ago. Here's the next pitch, misses high. Count goes to 2-0. And again, that's something that the Nationals have been doing a little bit of lately as their farm system has been depleted. They went through so many trades, so many different types of acquisitions as the next pitch to Handley misses again, this time inside, 3-0. It won them the World Series, so they know what they know what they were getting into, and they're glad for the result, but it's left them a little bit of a skeleton. The 3-0, called a strike, upper inside corner, count to 3-1 on Handley. So now they signed a lot of these older free agents that come in with a little bit more experience, and it leads to good teams like this in Harrisburg. As the 3-1 comes in, Handley drills it high, but not too deep, to left center field. Who's going to get there? Down a long way is Hubbard. Does he see it? He does, and has to fall to a knee to make the catch. He only caught that about 1.5 feet above the grass. Hubbard has really taken some interesting paths to baseballs today. He had that good catch of Zach Watson's fly out to left center in the 7th, but he had some weird pacing on it and kind of had to duck down to pull it, and he did the same there to Handley. Interesting. DePico on the season has only made 2 appearances since being signed. The first pitch to Zach Watson misses away. Count starts out at 1-0. An inning and a third, he struck out only 1. He struck out only 1, walked 2, and given up a home run. Here's the 1-0. Grounded hard over to third, picked at the chin by Alou, goes to second for 1. Flores turns it to first, and Harrison receives for the 3rd out. 5-4-3 twin killing across the full 180 feet of the diamond there, and the inning is over after the leadoff runner from the hit-by pitch. We're on to the 9th inning here at Prince George's Stadium. Bowie needs 3 quick outs, and they break their 5-game skid. The Baysox lead Harrisburg 10-3. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
It's a very special day at Prince George's Stadium on Saturday, June 18th that you don't want to miss. The Roberto Clemente and Latin Baseball Celebration sponsored by Chesapeake Employers Insurance. Fans that get to the game will have a chance to bid on game-worn Baysox jerseys, with all proceeds going to benefit the Clemente Foundation. Again, don't miss out on your chance to own a piece of Baysox history on Saturday, June 18th with the Roberto Clemente and Latin Baseball Celebration, and you can get your tickets now at baysox.com.
There is a weekend in July where the baseball world revolves around a village in upstate New York. Baseball Hall of Fame induction weekend in Cooperstown is an unforgettable experience full of family-friendly activities and priceless moments. Make your plans today for July 22nd through 25th for the induction of Bud Fowler, Gil Hodges, Jim Cott, Minnie Minoso, Tony Oliva, Buck O'Neill, and David Ortiz as the class of 2022. Visit baseballhall.org today for the
Baseball is a game of specialists, base stealers, closers, cleanup hitters. Together, they help their team stand out from the rest. Specialists also help set Chesapeake Employers Insurance apart from other workers' compensation insurance companies. Our health services team includes orthopedic surgeons, nurse case managers, a physical therapist, and more, all to get your employee back to work, contain costs, and keep premiums down. That's teamwork. To learn more, connect with your agent or visit Chesapeake Employers at CEIWC.com.
9th inning here at Prince George's Stadium. Bowie 3 outs away from snapping their 5-game losing streak, as it'll be the 2-3-4 batters due up for Harrisburg in this 10-3 ball game. First pitch home to Jake Alou is a swinging strike, breaking ball in the dirt. Count starts out at 0-1. It's Alou, Wilson Garcia, and then KJ Harrison due up in this half inning for the Senators. Jensen Elliott continues on the mound, and the next pitch, a swing and a piece into the mid of Hanley behind home plate, and the count to 0-2. I said it, Elliott is liable for very long outings. He's already tossed a 4-inning outing this season. No reason why he can't finish this one out and maybe pick up a long save in the process. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swinging a nubber foul, third base side. Way too far ahead of that 80-mile-an-hour curve, and the count stays. Bases empty, nobody out here in the top of the 9th inning. 3 runs, 9 hits, no errors for Harrisburg. 10 runs, 10 hits, 3 errors for Bowie. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swinging a slow roller, this time up the third base line, almost fair, but it just goes foul. I'd say about 45, 50 feet up the line. That's where Elliott scoops it with the glove to make sure it stays foul. So the count stays at 0-2. As we'll wait on the next offering to Jake Alou. Haha, get it? He's 1 for 4 on the day, doubled in the 7th inning. And he was hustling up the line with how slowly that ball was hit to try and beat it out. It takes him a long time to get back into the box. My question is, where does the pitch clock start in that regard? Does it start on an umpire signal? I'll have to check. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Misses down. Count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. Or does the pitch clock start again after a foul ball when the batter gets back in the box? Again, I'm not sure. I'm not positive on a lot of these rules. There's so many different scenarios. The 1-2 misses down and away, and the count goes even at 2. Infield plays heavily on the pull side for Alou, 45% of the time in that direction. That's on the right side of the field. 2-2. Misses just up and away. So from 0-2, the count runs full. Alou this season, 3 strikeouts, 2 walks, but 2 for 7 on full count offerings. Elliott sets again. Now the payoff. Swinging a flare out toward right center field and shallow. Running back on it, Ortiz, but it falls into no man's land. The classic Texas leaguer here to lead things off. The single from Alou is his 2nd hit of the day. So now here's Wilson Garcia, the DH. Reached on catcher's interference in the 7th. That's one of 3 errors today for Bowie. One of them was on the first baseman J.D. Mundy. The other was on second baseman Greg Cullen. First pitch, Garcia rips it deep out to right field for a 2-run home run. Whoa, buddy. That one was smashed. 103 miles an hour off the bat. 372 feet away from home plate. Still not a hard cut into the Bowie lead, but it does nick them just a little bit. It's now 10-5. For Garcia, his second home run of the season. You felt like Harrisburg was due in this game, especially Dondre Hubbard earlier. He had so many of those hard fly balls just pulled too foul in the 8th inning. Someone was bound to get it going because Harrisburg's a good home run hitting team. They lead the Southwest Division with now 32 of them this season. Here's KJ Harrison. First pitch misses up and away. It's called a ball, 1-0. So the first home run given up by Jensen Elliott here at AA, third this season. Here's the 1-0. Harrison bounces it over to first, and Mundy scampers on it slowly. It's past his glove into right field. Might have gotten his feet tangled up a little bit as Mundy fell. And 3 straight runners aboard for Harrisburg. And it looks like Morgan McSweeney is going to get up and start stretching his arms in the Baysox bullpen. Not throwing, but doing some windmills. So here's Dondre Hubbard. First pitch. Fouled off, in on the hands and to the right side. Count opens up at 0-1. Hubbard has had an interesting day at the plate. Grounded out to second base. Hit into a fielder's choice, but made it from home to second on an error by the catcher. Walked in the 6th and singled in the 8th, but he's never made it to third base. Here's the 0-1, swing and a miss. Chases on a breaking ball down and away, and the count goes to 0-2. Again, Bowie needs this win today to break out of their 5-game skid, get back into the mix in the Southwest Division. Things could still get a little bit testy, but they would only be 2.5 games behind Harrisburg at the end of the day if they pick up this win. Next pitch to Hubbard misses down, and the count goes to 1-2. And the worst that Harrisburg is going to do is tied for second at the end of the day. So Bowie could be a game and a half out of a tie for second place. That's how tight the Southwest Division is at this point in the year. We are already a month through the season, but still. Here's the 1-2. Hubbard watches slider down and away. Handley picks it. Make sure it doesn't get to the backstop, and the count evens. Yeah, so now McSweeney is asking for the chance to actually throw. Here's the 2-2. Misses just wide a fastball, and the count goes full. Second full count of the inning given up by Elliott. Runner at first, still nobody out. Inning started with a single, then a 2-run home run by Wilson Garcia, then another single by KJ Harrison. Here's the payoff. Little flare, right field. This should fall in. It does. Another base hit. In front of Zach Watson. That was much too close for him to make a play. That's a reasonable look. But it's now 4 consecutive base hits to open the inning for the Senators. And what's even more interesting is that across the steady mix of a left-hander, a switch hitter batting lefty, and now 2 right-handers, every ball put in play has gone to right field. So 2 players pulling, 2 players going the opposite way, when they don't do that too often. KJ Harrison, only 15% of the time does he go to the right side. Dondre Hubbard, his numbers are a little bit less complete because this is only his 3rd game, but he's been splitting it in an even mix. So only about 33% of the time he shoots it over to the right side. Quick meeting on the mound with this one. Again, a 11:05 first pitch for tomorrow's game, as the Baysox will hopefully try to build a winning streak out of today's game and see how much ground they can maybe gain or at least avoid losing in the Southwest Division after their current 5-game losing streak. Here's Justin Connell. First and second, still nobody out after 4 straight hits here in the 9th. First pitch home. Connell nearly takes it on the hip, but it just misses inside. And the count starts out at 1-0. Connell was the batter that walked in a run in the 6th inning. Sheldon Perkins was the pitcher. He hit into a fielder's choice in the 8th and later scored a run. 1-0, ripped over to left field for a base hit. Fontana digs it as the go sign gets put on for Harrison rounding third. Throw goes to second base. So the run scores. It's now a 4-run game, 10-6, as Connell picks up the RBI single. That's his 13th RBI of the season, and it's 5 consecutive hits to start the top of the 9th inning for Harrisburg, and that's going to lead to the change. Kyle Moore has seen enough, and he'll go to Morgan McSweeney out of the bullpen. Tough 9th inning for Jensen Elliott, and he'll depart. We'll tell you about the new pitcher on the mound when we come back. Bowie leads 10-6. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
Hey Baysox fans, On the Green Inc. is a proud sponsor of the Baysox and is celebrating 25 years of providing custom lawn care and pest control programs with guaranteed results for residential and commercial lawns. Mention this ad and receive a discount on your first lawn care or pest control service. Enjoy the outdoors this summer with On the Green Inc. Visit our website at onthegreeninc.com or call 410-695-0444. Let's go Baysox and On the Green Inc., your lawn care team.
The best way to take in a Baysox game is with a group outing at Prince George's Stadium. Everything from entertaining clients to birthday parties and even fundraising opportunities for your team, the Baysox offer plenty of options for your group at unbeatable rates with plenty of options on suites, seats, and decks around the ballpark. Your group can eat their fill and have an unforgettable time. Find out more and schedule your group outing by calling 301-464-4880 or going to baysox.com.
We stick here in the top of the 9th inning at Prince George's Stadium as the Baysox make a pitching change with runners at first and second and still no one out. Jensen Elliott departs after allowing 5 consecutive hits to open the 9th inning, a single, a 2-run home run, and then 3 consecutive singles for a total of 3 runs to score. Really struggled his second trip through the order. Elliott's line not yet final. He's taking a no decision, but his work on the mound definitely has an effect on this game as Morgan McSweeney comes in. Right-hander faces Gilbert Lara, and the first pitch home misses down, and the count starts out at 1-0. Lara is 0 for 4 on the day, reached on a fielder's choice in the 8th, struck out twice, and then flew out to right field once. Here's the 1-0 from McSweeney. Fastball called a strike high. Count goes even at a ball and a strike. So the line on Elliott not yet final, but so far 2 innings. He gave up a career-high 9 hits in just those 2 innings. 2+. He got into this 3rd inning, but didn't get an out. Here's the 1-1. Rolled foul, third base side, picked in the on-deck circle by Harrisburg's Brady Lindsley there. The count goes to 1-2. Elliott did not strike anyone out. He did not walk anyone. Did give up a home run. But again, 4 runs, could jump up to 6. Here's the 1-2. Misses up and away, and the count evens on Gilbert Lara. Morgan McSweeney, a 6'4", 210-pound right-hander from Hudson, Massachusetts, went to Wake Forest and was picked in the 17th round of the 2019 draft. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss on a pitch in the dirt. Lara went chasing on a bad one to chase on, and McSweeney comes up with a big strikeout for the first out of the 9th inning. That's McSweeney's first, 8th overall for Bowie pitching this afternoon. And it turns now to Brady Lindsley. McSweeney on the season, 5 appearances with Bowie, a 1-1 record, 7 2/3 innings. He's allowed 6 earned runs, struck out 11, walked 3, given up 1 home run. First pitch to Lindsley. Grounded hard over to first and past the diving J.D. Mundy into right field. Rounding third, coming home to score Hubbard as the throw goes to second base. RBI single for Brady Lindsley, his 5th ribby of the year, makes it a 10-7 ball game. And we're now talking about a tying run coming up to the plate in a game that Bowie led by 8 at one point. So Connell is at second base now, and here's Jack Dunn, who has 1 home run this season. McSweeney is coming off of an outing in Richmond in which he pitched not perfectly, but pretty darn well. Inning in a third scoreless of 1-hit ball. First pitch home to Jack Dunn, misses up and in, and the count starts out at 1-0. Well, when this inning started, Harrisburg probably had no intention of warming up a pitcher, as they trailed 10-3, but now they have a left-hander up and moving. Next pitch, misses up and away. Count goes to 2-0. It's lefty Matt Cronin tossing. He's made 7 appearances, has not allowed an earned run in 9 innings this season. Here's the 2-0. Dunn checks his swing on a pitch wide. Count goes to 3-0. First and second, still only 1 out here in the top of the 9th inning. Bowie led at one point 10-2. It's now 10-7. Double play could end the game, too, as the 3-0 comes in. It's called a strike, low and away. Count goes to 3-1. If you try and get done for it, that'd be a tough sell. He only hits it on the ground about 2/3 as often as he hits it into the air, much more often in the air. The 3-1. Called a strike, bottom end of the zone, and the count runs full. Dunn has hit into a double play this season, but again, he's more likely to hit it in the air. So now a big chance for McSweeney. He already has 1 strikeout. The second one here could really ease the tension. The payoff pitch. Fouled off right side. Changeup was in on the hands that time. And the count holds. For McSweeney, it's a 4-pitch offering. 4-seam fastball, slider, cutter, and split finger. Also has that change. Another payoff to Dunn. Swing and a miss. He got him. Spun the slider away, and that's the second strikeout of the day for Morgan McSweeney. Big time punch out there for Morgan, as now Bowie just needs 1 more out to finally close this game. It goes back to the top of the lineup in Jackson Flores, the 9th batter to step to the plate here. But it looks like they'll send in a pinch hitter. It's going to be switch hitter Taylor Gashu, batting as a lefty. I was surprised Gashu was not in the lineup today after his multi-home run game last night. Bumped him up to 6, tied for the team's lead. He's hitting .259 this season with 6 homers, 13 runs driven in. First and second with 2 away. First pitch. Switch hitter grounds it over to the right side and through for a base hit. Picked by Zach Watson, and he fires it back into the infield as the runners stay put at their advanced base. Gashu is fine with the single as the bases are now loaded. Connell at third base, Lindsley at second, and the tying run now aboard for Harrisburg, and the leading run coming to the plate in Jake Alou. And we'll get a pinch runner. It'll be Jackson Clough out to pinch run. So now it goes to Alou, who opened the frame with a single, started the day 0 for 3, but he since has a double, and then a single in this inning with the run scored. 4 runs across in this frame for Harrisburg, all of them charged to Jensen Elliott. Runner at third still belongs to him. McSweeney looking to close it out. First pitch. Misses high. Count starts out at 1-0. Bases loaded. Alou this season has a double with the bases loaded that cleared the bases. Here's the 1-0. Misses down. Count goes to 2-0. He's also drawn a couple of walks. Very patient plate presence. Only 18 strikeouts this year with 7 walks. The 2-0 pitch. Called a strike. Hits the fastball on the outer edge, and the count goes to 2 balls and a strike now. Baysox led 10-2 at one point. Harrisburg put on 1 in the 8th, and now 4 here in the 9th, putting a late scare in Bowie as they try to snap their 5-game losing streak. The 2-1 pitch from McSweeney. Grounded over to the left side, picked by Ortiz in the outfield grass. He goes the long way to first, and it's there! What a throw from Ortiz to close it up. The 6-3 putout ends the threat and the ball game. The Baysox hold on through the Harrisburg scare to close out their 5-game losing streak. They're back on the board with a 10-7 win this afternoon here at Prince George's Stadium. We'll step aside when we come back. We've got Baysox postgame coming your way. It'll be a fun one. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
Sky Shooter Displays by ZY Pyrotechnics will be lighting up the sky with top-of-the-line fireworks shows following Baysox games all season long. We will give you the best bang for your buck. Sky Shooter Displays include traditional shows, true pyro musicals, custom choreographed plays, and much more. The night sky is truly limitless, so don't be shy. Give ZY a try. Find out more by calling us at 570-328-1361 or visit us online, zypyrotechnics.com.
At Luminous Health, we want you to feel your best. This summer, take the time to catch up on your annual health screenings. Visit us at our Anne Arundel Medical Center, Doctors Community Medical Center, or one of our primary care offices in your neighborhood. At Luminous Health, you are the MVP. Learn more at luminoushealth.org.
At DCA Imaging Systems, we provide a tenured team of office technology professionals ready to be your trusted advisors. From document creation, output devices, scanning and workflow, to document security and storage, we understand people print, not printers. Give DCA Imaging a call, 301-577-1021, or find out more about how we can help you. DCAimaging.com. DCA Imaging Systems, office technology made easy.
Fielder's Choice Flex Packs with the Bowie Baysox. The best value to see the best games at Prince George's Stadium. You could save up to 30% on your selected seat from day one and enjoy a number of exclusive member benefits, including flexible exchange options, discounts on suite rentals, special access to the Diamond View restaurant, and a free members collectible at your first home game of the year. Get your pack now by calling 301-464-4865 or heading online to baysox.com.
It's now time for the Bowie Baysox post-game show. Let's head back to the ballpark with Matt Savanas.
Let's get rolling with Baysox postgame after a fun win for Bowie to break out of that lengthy slump that's been plaguing them since the tail of the Richmond series. 10-7 your final this afternoon from Prince George's Stadium. As we get rolling, Matt Sabatis with you on a very lovely day. The sun is shining, the clouds are parting, and we're seeing some blue skies over top of a Baysox win. Let's recap this one while we've got the time, as we go all the way back to 12:05 when first pitch came home from Drew Rahm, and it was an excellent start for Rahm. There's nothing you can take away from it, because after he labored through 3 innings on 60-plus pitches against Richmond last week, he had no issue dicing through Harrisburg to start today.
A miss, he got him. Spun a curveball down, and Rahm spins a perfect first with back-to-back strikeouts to end the frame.
Rahm struck out a pair to open up the first inning with a perfect set. He did it again in the second without the strikeouts, did get a couple of flyouts, made it look easy. But then after giving up a couple of 2-out singles, he looked like he might be in danger in the third inning, but then he got that strikeout stuff back.
Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss, he got him. Pumped the fastball away, and Alou went chasing. Fourth strikeout for Drew Rahm, and he strands a pair of 2-out singles aboard.
Bowie would take advantage of that opportunity into the bottom of the third inning after Richard Wash stranded a pair of Bowie base runners in the first and then in the second. Hudson Haskin would lead off with a walk and Gunnar Henderson would single. The Baysox would set up a big opportunity for Shane Fontana.
Fielder's choice in the second, runners at the corners, 2 away, and he ropes it into center field for a base hit. Down from third to score Henderson, and on to second base Mundy.
Fontana would drive in the first of many runs for Bowie today, as the Baysox would eventually plate 2 runs in the frame. And then again in the 4th inning, Bowie would turn things over to a familiar name, Adley Rutschman.
Corner third baseman playing in, but the 0-1 is lined to left field, a base hit. Down from third to score on the RBI is Hanley. Rounding third is Watson. The throw is cut off, and he scores. 2 RBI single for Adley Rutschman. And the Baysox lead 4-0 here in the 4th.
They weren't done there. As things moved to the 5th, Richard Wash would be relieved for Francis Peguero, and the Baysox picked right back up where they left off. Thanks to some of those leadoff walks, Shane Fontana drew the early one, and then it turned over to Maverick Hanley.
Peguero deals. Hanley ropes it past third and into the corner for a base hit. Going from first to third is Fontana. Does he get the wave home? It bounces off the corner, and he does. Moore says go. The throw comes in. It's cut off, and Fontana slides home safe. RBI double for Maverick Hanley, and the Baysox extend the lead 6-0.
Harrisburg would get a run across in the 6th inning, but fortunately Bowie was never really fazed by that. In the 7th, J.D. Mundy made sure that the Baysox got just as much insurance as they would ever need.
The 0-1, he crushes it out to deep right center field. Connell looks up at the wall. This one bounces off the base of the wall. 1 run scores, 2 runs score. Cullen is held up at third, but it's a 2 RBI double for J.D. Mundy. A 10-2 ball game here at Prince George's Stadium.
Harrisburg would put a bit of a scare into things as the day progressed into the 9th inning. The Senators would score 4 runs on 6 hits in the frame and had the bases loaded with 2 outs, but that was a tying run at first base before Morgan McSweeney would come in and close the door to make sure Bowie held on for the win. So there's your final. Harrisburg scores 7 runs on 16 hits with no errors. The Baysox score 10 runs on 10 hits with 3 errors. Harrisburg left on 13 total runners. The Baysox left on 11. It was a party on the base paths today. Winning pitcher is Drew Rahm. He moves to 2-1 on the year, while Richard Wash takes the loss. He falls to 2-3. Morgan McSweeney picks up the save for the Baysox. It's his first this season. Game was played in 3 hours and 1 minute. You tend to expect that with that many runners left on base and that many base hits, in front of a paid attendance at Prince George's Stadium of 1,084. With the loss, Harrisburg falls to 13-10 on the season. They're on a 1-game losing streak right now. And they're 8-3 away from FNB Field on the road. With the win, the Baysox move to 10-12 on the season. Their 5-game losing streak is broken, and they're now 6-5 in front of the home crowd here at Prince George's Stadium. We'll step aside here on Baysox Postgame. When we come back, we walk you through how the rest of the Eastern League is doing, how the rest of the Eastern League looks to do today, and how the rest of the Orioles organization should fare. Again, today's final, the Baysox best Harrisburg 10-7. You're listening to Baysox Postgame.
Everyone deserves a great smile, and Rad Orthodontics is here to help you, Bowie Baysox fans. Rad Orthodontics accepts most insurance, and whether it's braces or Invisalign aligners, anyone can get the smile they've always wanted with our flexible payment options. With 2 of the country's leading orthodontists right here in the DC area, we love to see Baysox fans smile with confidence. So get that amazing smile you deserve. Visit radsmile.com today and book your free consult. That's radsmile.com for Rad Orthodontics, official smile provider of the Bowie Baysox.
Hey Baysox fans, if you've got a teacher or educator in your life that's meant a lot to you, or if you're one yourself, then you don't want to miss out on the Baysox Educator Appreciation Week from Tuesday, June 28th to Friday, July 1st. Teachers and educators who show a school ID at the Baysox ticket office will get 2 free tickets to a game of their choice between those days, all sponsored by Educational Systems Federal Credit Union. Again, it's Educator Appreciation Week at Prince George's Stadium, Tuesday, June 28th to Friday, July 1st.
From sprains to stitches, sore throats to stomach aches, and pulled muscles to poison ivy, care is around the corner at Patient First. Walk in to see a doctor from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day of the year. X-rays, lab tests, and prescription drugs are on site, and most major insurance plans are accepted. For routine illnesses and injuries, Patient First is here for you. Patient First, the name fits.
Patient First, proud partner of the Bowie Baysox, open 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day.
Back to Prince George's Stadium one final time here on Baysox postgame as Bowie bests Harrisburg 10-7 this afternoon. It was a fun one, but it's the only one active right now in the Eastern League as we take a quick cruise around the rest of the circuit. The entire Eastern League will not get going until at least 6 o'clock. Portland and Reading have a 6 o'clock first pitch. Erie and Altoona will get going at 6:05 at UPMC Park. Somerset and New Hampshire are already having a tight contested series. They're going at 6:35 at TD Bank Ballpark in Jersey. Richmond continues their lengthy homestand at the Diamond. Xavier Curry will start for Akron, and Brian Brickhouse will start for Richmond. That might be an offensive-packed game against 6:35 there. And then Hartford will look for another win against Binghamton at 7:05 first pitch in that one. Around the Orioles organization, 2 winners so far. Delmarva down in Columbia 5-1 this afternoon. They trailed 1-0, put on the final 5 all after the 5th inning to pick up the midday win. And then later today you've got 16-5 Aberdeen hosting Brooklyn, and Nashville, I think that's the Rangers affiliate now? Who are they? Are they the Milwaukee affiliate? I think they're Milwaukee these days. Nashville hosting Norfolk at 7:35. That one will get going in a little bit out in Tennessee. But again, the score that matters most on this broadcast is Bowie's, and today they take down Harrisburg 10-7. Back at it tomorrow, a little bit earlier too, an 11:05 first pitch, which means a 10:45 DCA Imaging Systems pregame show. Scheduled starter tomorrow, a lefty by the name of D.L. Hall, top left-handed pitching prospect in the Orioles organization. Should be a fun one. We hope you stop by. So for one final time here from Prince George's Stadium, a fun one as Bowie takes down Harrisburg 10-7. This is Matt Sabatas saying we'll talk to you tomorrow.
Thanks for listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. We hope you enjoyed today's game, and join us next time for another exciting broadcast coming up soon. This has been a presentation of the Bowie Baysox.